think this is like one instance where like you shouldn't just think you ate. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like he had the confidence, but maybe, and he thought he ate, but it was like, because honestly, I thought so too. It was convincing, but.
Her name is Trish, she's got the dish and all the gossip's filthy rich, pretty and pink, hot topic queen, and says what everybody thinks. She's just Trish.
Hey guys, and welcome to the 4th of July episode of Just Trish. And we're so happy you're here to celebrate a day off and to celebrate, I don't know, maybe 4th of July is a little controversial, but whatever, we're here today.
Any excuse to dress up. Really.
Okay, yeah, that's what it was. I was like, I really wanted to do Chaperone Statue of Liberty. Like, when can I do that and not be weird? And so I thought 4th of July. But it's giving Wendy Williams. It's giving 1 in a Million Miss Congeniality. It's giving Miss Piggy. And we decided to go pink today because if you guys know, the Statue of Liberty actually is copper and it turned green in the sun. So we're going to just call this copper today. It's not pink. And we're here on 4th of July because we're going to actually skip it. But SeatGeek came through and was like, we want to sponsor you. So shout out SeatGeek to sponsoring this episode. Use code Trish and you'll get $20 off your tickets. Thank you, SeatGeek. More to come later. If you love those ad reads, stick around in the first 20 minutes. It'll be there. And yeah, happy 4th. I don't know. It might be a controversial holiday, but you know, we're just here. We're just existing, really. It's a day off, you know. It's, I don't know. Let's not go too deep into it. We're not a too deep podcast. But I also forgot to shout out our Patreon last time. Well, I did shout out the Patreon, but patreon.com/justtrish. You have until the 10th to join and get this month's headshot. So we have our Pride shot. We're themed. This is my headshot for next month, by the way. Spoiler alert. It's always a theme. So for June, you'll be like, oh, when was that? June. Pride. You get the rainbow Birkin, the Swiftie outfit, and the microphone is still featured. You get full body Trish in that. There's the bob that cut my real hair. It's just like a really commemorative piece. You also get Trish Moji Rainbow. This is from Pride a couple years ago, and you just get the iconic rainbow wig, and it's rainbow, and it says, I love you, with little heart hands. So celebrate your queerness all year round. But nothing says more than queer than Trish. So.
Tea.
Yeah,
that's true.
Tea. And then our producer tier will get a notebook sent to them. You get a Just Trish Emoji notebook. Again, paper and binding. It's plain. You can sketch on it. You can write it in a journal. You can do a confessional. Whatever you want to do in there. I don't know. Just write happy things. Don't write bad things, though, you know. Just happy things. So you get that in the producer tier, and you also get your name in the credits as our producer. You get a handwritten note, one of these cue cards, but it'll say, like, your name, and I'm going to put something for our 100th episode and our 1-year anniversary, which is coming up. So that's what you get at patreon.com/justtrish. We did a whole Dramageddon recap. You can go watch that. We reacted to Brooke Schofield's 13-part series, Who the F Did I Marry? Really great stuff coming up this week. Mukbanged until we were sick. We have crumble cookies. Sabrina Carpenter's espresso ice cream. We just really went in.
We really did. We really committed. I was a little sick after our mukbang last time, but it was all worth it. It was all for the people.
It was all for the people. I think it's just we just did a lot in the desserts. I think we would have been good.
Yeah.
But for me personally, the sweetness overload was
a little too sweet.
A little too sweet. But it was great. And we had the espresso. Well, did you see, this is kind of not really a hot topic, but kind of, did you see that Barry Keoghan tweeted, please, 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 like 5 years ago?
Yeah.
And he also said that he loved espresso. Like,
yes. And he like kind of manifested his relationship with Sabrina in a weird way via those tweets, I think.
That's crazy. I guess they're meant to be. Sometimes they're just meant to be. You know what I mean? I think that's like a fate thing. You're kind of like, oh yeah, that's kind of
because it is so uncanny. Like,
yeah,
it's like yes, those are like common phrases, but it's a little too specific.
It's very specific, especially those are her 2 popular songs now with him, and he was in the Please, like very much so. But we loved her espresso ice cream. It was really good. I wonder if they still have it at Van Leeuwen. What is it? Van Leeuwen? Van Leeuwen? Is that how you say it?
Van Leeuwen, I think.
Bougie. I hope everyone's staying inside in their air conditioning today and watching this, because I literally was just like, I want this to do well, obviously, but also we have a sponsor and we need it to do well. And I'm like, are people going to be watching on a Thursday? Our Thursday episodes tend to not do as well as our Monday episode or Tuesday episodes. So I'm like, okay, they're going to do well. Hopefully you guys are inside. I'm going to be inside for 4th of July.
I'm going to be inside too.
You?
I don't really do much on the 4th of July, really.
Do you want to go to a crowded beach where there's no parking? Like, I used to live on the beach and it would just be packed. I couldn't even get to my own house, you know? That's how crowded it was.
Yeah, and it's just going to be so hot, you know? Like, just eat a hot dog at home.
That's exactly what we're doing. We're literally getting a hot dog at home, a hamburger, and saying 4th of July.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, we did get a Budweiser with American flag on it. I feel like that's something 4th of July. Do you like beer?
No. I don't
not
drink
at all.
alcohol.
I don't either. But I feel like if I'm going to drink something, beer kind of tastes like soda to me. A little. Of all alcohol, more than like, oh my God, like vodka or tequila or something, like gasoline.
True. I guess for like gays, like a vodka soda is like what everyone drinks. So that's anytime I would go out, that's what I would get because I didn't know what else to get.
That's true. I used to get vodka cranberry because you kind of like don't taste the vodka. You just take cranberry. But I still think vodka's so gross. I do think like overall drinking is gross, but I just thought, well, it has a lot of calories.
Yeah.
Alcohol, beer.
I'm also just like, maybe it's like the neurodivergence, but I'm like so productive that like if I get hungover and I can't be productive in the morning, it like throws me off like a lot. So,
what happens? You just like throw yourself around or something?
I throw myself off the roof or something. No, like, what?
I know. Why did my head go there too? When I say you can write notes, I'm like, don't write it on a live note. I was thinking so dark today. I don't know why. Anyways, happiness. I meant like throw yourself around the room. Like you just throw yourself around. Like what do I do? Not throw yourself off a roof. Damn.
It's just the same.
yeah. You throw yourself around.
I've never heard
like banging the wall.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
But I just like mentally feel like weird. Like especially in the mornings, I'm like really, really productive. So I feel like I have to be doing something. Last time I was hungover, it was like, oh my God, I think it was maybe like 2018. And I went to this like gay bar, but it was like, I didn't know it was leather night, but it was leather night. And it was like a bear bar.
Ooh.
And
is it still there? Is it on Santa Monica?
It's in Burbank, actually.
Oh, do you know what it's called? I
The
feel like
Bullet Bar?
Yes. Like on the corner.
Yes.
Yes, I love that bar.
That was the last time I went. I just got so hungover, and I didn't even drink much. I think I had one Fireball, like a shot of Fireball, and that was enough for me.
You're JoJo Siwa over there with the Fireball.
Yeah.
Someone said she's sponsored by it because she used to drink like something else, and then that was the first time she drank it. But then she didn't actually drink it; she just held it to her lips and she didn't like swallow. Someone did like a deep analysis of her performance.
That's pretty fierce.
Yeah,
I want her to do like a documentary one day of like the behind the scenes of like the machine.
So good.
There just has. The more I think about it, like. She just has to be smarter than any of us think. Like she just has to.
Yeah,
be.
I agree. I do think she's like super smart in a lot of ways. It's like me though too, because like obviously she's like not smart when it comes to like talking about choline and that kind of stuff. Like obviously she didn't know, like who didn't tell her that. But that's what geniuses are, right? Like they're usually like really smart in like some areas, and then sometimes you're just like, how do you even function? Which is like totally me. Not to say I'm dumb, but there are some times where truly I'm just like, how do you even know like who to call? Like when we got this house, like how do people know who to call for like the roof is leaking?
Yeah.
Someone comes and fixes your roof. There's roofers out there that literally do that for a living. They just fix people's roofs.
Yeah, that's like very me too. Anytime I have any kind of adult like problem, like banking stuff, like car stuff, I just go to my dad. I just assume that he knows everything. So he knows, like, he has a guy for everything at least.
Is your dad, is he one of those people that do, like, oh, I can help you?
He like, is just always around because he's retired. And he just, like, knows everyone. He's, like, a talker. He's definitely a yapper for sure. And he just, like, talks to every guy, like, maintenance people, like, car people. So he just has a guy for, like, everything.
Oh, what sign is he?
He is Sagittarius.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love dads like that. My dad is like smart, but could never, like literally doesn't even, oh, how do you know how to feed your baby? How do you know when she's hungry? Like, I'm like, were you around? I guess he wasn't. He was for the first 3 years, but he literally is like so confused by everything. I'm like, but he's so smart. Like he's so company. So I'm just like, what? And I've never been able to ask him for advice. You're definitely going to be that dad that she'll be like, that's why I pray he stays around for like 60 years. Cause I even told him, I was like, I don't know how to help these girls. Like when they're adults, like I wouldn't know what to do, like how to get an apartment. Like I didn't even know you could buy a house until I was like 31 and you didn't need full money to buy it. So I'm just like, that kind of stuff is crazy, and hopefully you stick around for a long time. And
well, I think they'll be the one helping you when they get older.
I don't know. Oscar says he still goes to his dad for everything. And I feel like, what if we have an Oscar, you know? She'll be like, how do you do the taxes? I'm like, I don't know. Your dad knew, and now we're all screwed. So I guess I can hire your dad. Well, he might not be here either. Mo's not here. I don't know. Not to get dark.
I love that everything. Maybe it's like the fourth is like coming
dark.
through. Yeah. Everything you're finding.
I don't know. I was going to say it. I'm like, don't even say it.
We're founding a country here now. You know, there's a lot of labor and sweat and tears.
Is that what it is?
Going into
it's not finding a country. It's the Declaration, right?
Of independence. Yeah, that's when
but
you start the country.
Find the country.
No, found.
We founded it. They're like, this is our country now.
Yeah, okay. Foundation.
Guess that's why it's controversial, because technically it was here. It was already founded.
Yeah.
Everybody trying to steal the spotlight. Christopher Columbus, and then who did the 4th of July? Who did the Declaration of Benjamin Franklin?
Who else
Hamilton,
signed that thing?
I think. I think he signed it.
Signed it.
That's a good question. I think a lot of people did.
I think so too. Yeah, definitely learned about American lore at some point, but none of that was retained.
No, I mean, like American history. Did
It's
you get to take that? Yeah, like the Alamo.
I don't remember it.
Don't remember it. Don't care. Civil War I care more about. That's kind of iconic, but like, I mean, maybe the Alamo is too. Don't come for me. Actually, I don't know.
I just don't remember.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't
Honestly.
know either. I'm not a historical kind of girl. Unless it's like pop history, then it's like, okay.
Like, what do you know?
Like Dramageddon. I know all the details. But
I think about like a pop history reference history, then you know. Because that's kind of how I am with like Hamilton. Like, I kind of know things from that. I'm like, okay, so I don't even know who this John Adams is the second president because George Washington left. So then, like, John Adams, you fat motherfucker. That's what he says in the thing. So
that's
apparently
fierce. I don't even know him.
Yeah, really?
No, John Adams.
You don't know the presidents at all?
George Washington, John Adams.
And you can name one more.
Benjamin Franklin. No.
Jefferson.
No, he
Thomas
wasn't.
Jefferson?
Okay, George Jefferson? Is that what it said?
You know how
Thomas?
I know them?
Thomas Jefferson, yeah.
Because it's like the streets in LA.
Oh.
Because it's Adams, Jefferson.
Oh
like
my
the
God.
streets.
That's a good way to think about
How
it.
iconic that is. Maybe. I don't know. They could be awful people, too. Because, like, why did they get to just declare? Anyways, we won't get political, but hopefully.
You should have a street named after you one day.
I would love that. What would it be? Just Paytas Boulevard?
Oh, that's pretty good.
That'd be
I
cool.
saw Nina West, who's on Drag Race All Stars this season. I randomly I think they showed it in the show. Like, she has Nina West Avenue or something.
Wait, really?
In Ohio, where she's from.
Oh, where she's from. That's so
Yeah.
iconic.
So I'm like, how do you just get a street named after you? I want one.
Yeah, you could have one in, like, Woodland Hills or something.
Yeah.
Oscar. I feel like there has to be Oscar Avenue or
Somewhere
Gracie
in there.
Avenue. Yeah.
But you have to be in like West Hollywood or in
that'd be
Disneyland. One of
Oh,
the two.
first of all, if I was in West Hollywood, that'd be so iconic. Like Santa Monica and Trisha Paytas Boulevard.
I mean, it sounds good.
I like it. I mean, I don't know. That's a little JoJo of me to be like, I invented gay pop. Like, you know, let me be in West Hollywood. But I like it. I like it. Yeah, I like where you're going with it.
At least a side street, an alleyway, something.
Natalie Way?
No, an alleyway.
An alley. An Inglewood, the one where the toilet paper lives on. We'll call it
that
Trisha
would be
Paytas.
the street.
That'd be everything, actually. Yeah, speaking of drag queens, I'm kind of in my Juno Birch era today.
Oh,
you
it
know?
is giving Juno Birch.
Because I was like, can we just paint my arms? Because we weren't going to. And I'm like, I don't know, like, if it's safe to paint your body, but Juno does it. So I was like, well, I guess
That's true.
I'm going to be a little pink version of that today.
Yeah.
So love her. She's fierce.
I do love Juno too.
Yeah.
Has a great YouTube channel as well.
She's on the Motel show too, right? She was on
She's
Motel.
in one episode,
I
yeah.
haven't watched that. I haven't watched it.
You haven't? It's
no.
good.
Is that Discovery?
It's on Max now.
Oh,
it's just like
okay,
all
fancy.
it's all in one thing now.
Oh.
And there's another season that just started recently. I haven't watched it yet, but I don't know if it's a motel or like another property that Trixie's doing. I love that she's just like
Realtor.
in her real estate area.
Yeah. Selling Sunset Could Never. Trixie's. Actually, was Christine Quinn on it? I think I saw like a clip.
On this new season?
I think so.
Probably, yeah. I think Trixie is. I saw clips of like the Housewives too. Everyone wants a little piece of the Mattel empire.
Yeah, she is kind of the it girl at the moment too. Mm-hmm. It kind of switches up it girls here and there. I mean, once in it girl, always in it girl, in my opinion. But Trixie's definitely an it girl for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But she's taking a sabbatical, so she'll be she'll be not.
Everyone's taking sabbaticals. Jeff's also taking a sabbatical.
I know.
What is I can't imagine like us taking a sabbatical. That 1 week was like also it felt like a lot.
I'm like you, where even like Christmas break, I'm like, I love having 2 weeks off, but I actually get like, I start crying. I get like weirdly depressed, and it's very weird. And at the same time, when I'm like working, I'm like, I want a break or whatever. No, can never be me. Only just because, again, I don't know, like it just, I mean, of course, take care of your mental health, but this is kind of taking care of my mental health. To me, it feels like a little, like I said, like a little social hour. Like I feel like I'm socializing, it's healthy, you know, it's working. So I feel like I'm just being really productive in this little like couple hours we have
Yeah.
here.
Because when I have too much free time and I don't do anything with it, I feel like, oh my God, like, what am I doing? What's it all for? You know, what was I made for?
Yeah,
It's very
I get in that too. I was, I tell my mom that.
Then you
Yeah.
get too much time with your thoughts.
Yes.
Yeah,
Can't have that.
overthinking.
Yeah.
Literally, the other I can't have that. Can't not have that. But it's just like, yeah, we're just here for such a short time. Like, what, like 80, 90 years you're here, and you're just kind of like, what's the point, like, of it all, right? Like, really, none of it matters at the end of the day. But I'm like, why do we age? Why is, because I was feeling my daughter's skin is so soft, and then, you know, and then my skin's a little more rougher, and then, of course, my mom, too. And it's just like, why are we decaying as we die?
Oh
you know what I
my
mean?
God.
Why can't we just stay beautiful and youthful forever? Who came up with that scheme? It's so weird. And why? Like, what's the purpose? Why do we have to get sick and shut down?
Oh my God.
Just shut us down.
You're just going through your existential journey. You know, it's a
I
very
do.
natural thing to go through.
Yeah, it's just very hard. Because the whole thing, you really do think about, like,
It does have a reason. It definitely has a reason.
We just don't know,
It's
yeah.
very-
Mo
kinda
said the meaning
know.
of life is living life, and, you know, I'm just going to go with that because
Yeah, that's
what
a
else?
good way to look at it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try- yeah,
That sounds
live
like the
life.
right answer.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about it too. I was like, dang, like, We do like a lot of content in 1 week because someone was saying like, oh, I saw like a comment like, oh, like because your episode of Cancelled came out and someone was like, did Tana not see that they talked about it on Just Trish? And then I was like, we have like 8 hours of content a week, which is like literally a whole season of Bridgerton. Every week we have like a whole season of Bridgerton.
Bridgerton's not coming out for 2 more years, and we're like, we can do that in 1 day.
Yes.
Watch.
So it's like, I really can't clock anyone. We just have a lot out there.
We
you
do.
know?
I was thinking about that today because we're doing this our first time doing double hot topics, and I'm thinking like, so do you go home and like upload the extended podcast a day for our patrons?
Yes, I have to finish editing it and then upload it after
That's
today.
so crazy. And then tomorrow, so like again, thank God we got Jimmy. And then tomorrow we can do this because it's like that is a lot. It really is full time. And like again, I repeat this often. Oscar also has a full time job because people are like, Oscar should just work with you full time. He totally could. We would love him to. But he also doesn't. But it's crazy. You kind of have almost 2 full time jobs.
Yeah, that's why the productive thing. I think because I'm so used to like balancing both. So if I'm like all of a sudden have like a lot of free time, I'm like, oh.
What
What's
do I
happening?
do?
Yeah.
Yeah, when I met you, you had like 2 jobs. So it was like a third job. You had like 3 jobs basically.
Yeah.
I was like, you need to chill over there.
But we're getting close to basically having a daily show, you know.
We really are.
Yeah.
Because people, the amount of content we give, people have 5 days of content to watch at least.
Yeah.
Especially because like the 2.5 hour ones can be split up, and then we have we have what Hot Topics Tuesday, Patreon Extended Wednesday, Thursday another Hot Topics or a guest, and then Saturday is the bonus. But you can always divide the other ones up. So
And that's literally 8 hours of content. Yeah.
that is actually crazy.
Yeah.
We like to work. It literally doesn't feel like work. I think if it felt like work, I definitely want to do it. But I just like love it. I'm lucky because it's in our house, and I love to dress up, and then we have a cute little social. I watch so much TikTok anyways, so for me it's like so much fun. It kind of gives me like. This is like a bad analogy, but it's like, but in the fun days of like me and Shane, like I remember like going over to his house and like talking for like 6 hours about like the latest gossip on YouTube, and like he would watch all of it too, but like no one else does. So that's how I feel with you. Like you consume as much content as me, and that's why I was like, I kind of live for this. And now Moses is like consuming content. Like he just told us, like, you guys hear about Eugenia Cooney, and we're like, what? Like where are you seeing this? He'll like randomly like tell me stuff, and I was like, okay, love it, and it's just fun. I don't know, it's kind of fun. And now I can have an excuse. Like I go on TikTok, I'm like I gotta research. Like yesterday afternoon, I was like, I need to make notes for tomorrow, so I go on TikTok for like an hour. I'm like, let me see. You know why I think today is like feel a little dark, a little heavy is like our like well anyways we'll get to them, but we'll get to it at the end. There is a topic I want to discuss that I've like actually never been so upset in so long. Like I actually get so heated. Like I'm glad it took us like a couple of days to talk about it because I was like so angry. Like I actually wanted to make like a TikTok, and anyways we'll talk about it later. But I was like I don't know. Woo! Y'all know we are so excited to see Chappell Roan on tour this summer. Oscar got his tickets to Sabrina Carpenter, and we're so pleased to say that SeatGeek is sponsoring this episode of Just Trish. So if you're looking for a hot summer show, Olivia Rodrigo, finish up the Eras tour, use SeatGeek to get all the best deals and use code TRISH to get $20 off your ticket at SeatGeek. Thanks SeatGeek for sponsoring. So if you've been looking for the best deals, go to SeatGeek. With over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app. There are more than 70,000 events on SeatGeek, including concerts, sports, festivals, and more. Artists like Drake, Bad Bunny, Nicki Minaj, and Zach Bryan are on tour, so you do not want to miss that. You can see the Hawk Tour girl on stage. They put all the tickets across the web in one place to make sure you are getting the best deal. Each ticket is rated on a scale of 1 to 10, so look for the green dots. Green means good, red means bad. Very simple. Red getting a little bit of a bad rap. Why does red have to be bad? I don't know. Every ticket is backed by their buyer guarantee, and SeatGeek is the only site that lets you return your tickets ahead of the event with swaps. You guys, I have used SeatGeek time and time again. We are so lucky to be sponsored by them as of recent on this podcast, but I have used them so many times because a lot of times tickets will sell out. I want front row seats. I want whatever. There's been times when we've gone to the actual event. This is a true story. We went to see theater here, and we just didn't get our tickets, and they were able to get us tickets at the same exact value right away, like within like literally like minutes of the doors opening. They're really, really great customer service. You guys know SeatGeek is tried and true. And you know I came through for you guys. Use my code TRISH for $20 off tickets at SeatGeek. That's $20 off your first purchase with promo code TRISH, TRISH. Make sure you click the link in the description to download the app. Thanks SeatGeek for sponsoring. Sometimes the internet can be a little bit of a sad place where, you know, it's like just people abusing their power and just being gross and all stuff like that, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, the looming
threat. Maybe that's why, because I really do the past 2 nights. I've been watching it before I go to bed, which I never do. We usually watch Bridgerton or something cute before bed, and I've been watching this like just in bed, like it's dark and you're just like this looking at your phone and you're trying not to wake anyone up, and so it just feels like already a little off, and then you're like watching all this dark stuff and this weird stuff and you're just kind of like ew, like, and then you think about it overnight, it like seeps in your head.
Yes,
so yeah, you gotta watch something cute and fun, which by the way we try to watch The Young Sheldon once again. This is our second attempt. It was our second attempt because I was like, no, I really want you to watch Dear Evan Hansen. I want to have a discussion. And then I was like, absolutely not. I just can't do it. So you don't have to watch Dear Evan Hansen. Because honestly, like, it was like painful. Like, it's so weird because I really wanted to like give it a go and just like give a full analysis of why I don't or do like it. But the thing is, there's nothing happening that I can't even say I don't or do like it because there's literally nothing going on. Like the whole episode, I was like,
I don't
what?
know why I like it so much. I really don't. Because going
So weird.
into it, I was like, oh, this is like so corny. I just saw like so many TikToks about. I got on Young Sheldon talk. I don't know how, but I was like, this is so corny. Like Big Bang Theory, whatever, like nerdy. But then I kind of wanted to watch it for the meme of it all. Like,
Yeah.
oh, like, let me see how corny this could be. And then I was like crying. I was laughing. I think it just reminds me of like childhood. I don't know, because he's just like so quirky. I'm
Your
like,
childhood?
Yeah, because he's like a quirky little
Interesting.
boy and his mom is like so supportive. I'm like, oh, this is kind of me coded. He's annoying,
Oh.
but maybe I was annoying too as a kid. So
I
maybe it is very me.
wondered that, and not to say you're annoying, it's because I didn't know he was a kid, but I'm like, maybe he sees himself in this
I
character.
think I do.
I never would have put it together, but I'm like, well, he's like an intellectual. And
Yeah,
like,
he
maybe.
doesn't come off as annoying to me. It was just a smart kid. You know, he's too smart for his
No,
age.
he's
that's all.
annoying. His face is annoying.
annoying.
Not his face, but like the way they make him. Like the only episode we saw was the church one where he's like up there and the guy's like explaining like what is it, God and
Probability
science.
and because yeah. he's
Yeah,
just like-
and he's just like, actually, that's not right. And I'm like, I don't know. None of it's
the kid is not
believable.
annoying. The
Yeah.
voiceover, the
With the
original
old
actor.
Sheldon.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's the more annoying
No, the
one.
kid's not annoying. I should say that. Just
Yeah.
the character, the way that the plot line, the storyline of just him being like, well, actually, and it's not the kid's fault. It's literally the story.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, any kids are like that? Maybe you were like that, so maybe there was somebody. I
He
don't
was cute. It
know.
was just slow. Like
So
It's
slow.
slow. Like the
Yeah.
amount of things happening in the episode, there's so little.
Oh,
But
nothing
it's-
happens. And like
yeah.
every episode, like the episode before doesn't really matter. I don't know.
That's
Yes,
That's
it
what
is.
I was saying. That's why I was like, you can pause it.
Well, because we were gonna
Like,
watch the
there's no
first episode again.
continuity.
Yeah, I was like, well, let's start from the beginning because I wasn't paying attention the first time, and you're like, just start the third episode. I was like, okay. So then we started the third, and I was like, it's just nothing. And it is sad. Like the dad was like in the hospital in the third because I know, spoiler alert, he dies at the end of the last season.
Trisha!
Wait,
Oh
really?
my god!
Wait, what?
That's
Wait.
what they say.
What?
Everyone knows
Are you
it.
still on the first season?
I'm on season 3.
Oh,
But isn't
but
that
she's
how
talking
you
about the
saw
first
it?
season.
No, I just saw.
No.
I
Okay.
saw cute little TikToks of the show.
Wait, what? Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
Wait.
Wait, but that's the whole
But
thing.
he said the first season. He's on season 3.
No, the finale of the whole show.
Oh.
Oh my god, that's so
Oh no,
funny.
did you really not know? I feel so bad. You hate oh my god, really?
Oh, I don't hate spoilers,
Okay,
but I just
okay,
didn't know.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler. Why
Cover
is it
your
spoiler
ears.
alert?
Cover your ears.
I didn't say spoiler alert. I just went really fast through it. I'm so sorry. Oh my god.
Oh, it's
I
good.
feel
Cover
so
your
bad.
ears.
I thought you were on Young Sheldon TikTok. Like I'm not even on Young Sheldon TikTok, and I just saw everyone be like, "Oh my god, why did they do this on the last episode?" Like that's all I
had
know.
no idea,
Oh.
and I didn't watch Big Bang Theory that much, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe that was explored that Sheldon's dad died at some point. I don't know.
Probably.
Oh my
yeah.
god, George Cooper.
Oh my god.
Now, oh my god, it's gonna be so sad looking at him.
But is he sick the whole time? Because in the third episode, he's already in the hospital for a heart attack. So I was like, well,
But
damn.
it was just that one episode thing. He was fine. The rest
Oh.
seasons 2 and 3.
Well, I don't know how he dies, so
Oh my
I don't know. I really don't. I can't spoil it for you. Oh no, it makes me feel sad. Oopsie. See, I'm telling you, it was a weird vibe. Even when you came in, I was like, "Are you okay?" Like I felt like something was wrong, and you're like, "I'm fine. I'm just tired." But I felt like something was wrong. I was just like, I don't know. Everything has felt a little off.
Oh
this
my god,
morning,
that is so
but-
funny.
Okay,
You know what
yikes.
it is too, is because it's not your routine to do a Hot Topics on a Wednesday, and every
Ah.
time you're a little off your routine.
That's
so-
true. I know it will take me a minute to get used to. That's true because right. I like it. I like having hot topics in the middle of the week. I think it's gonna be good. But it does
Yeah.
feel weird. It does feel like a little off. Yeah, you're right. It's a little off the routine. I think it was also just like I was like a little stressed too. I'm like, oh my god, we're gonna have enough to talk about. Like it's actually crazy. There's like a daily, but I think there's a lot. There was actually a lot that did
There
pop
is
off
kind of a lot.
on Tuesday.
The Hawk Tua girl.
Again?
Again, yeah. What?
How much more can she do? They talk to it. That's it. It's over.
That is a good point. Who did I see? Oh, I think it was EJ Dickinson, the one that wrote my article for Rolling Stone. She's
Oh.
like, this Hack to a Girl will be over in like 2 days or something. I was like, okay, clock it.
Yeah, but then she just got signed to a management company.
CAA signs her. Probably. They'd be
To
signing
do
everyone.
what? To go around the town
And
doing...
I don't know. And I saw she got interviewed by Brianna Chicken Fry.
Yeah, that was
Yeah, Barstool.
Yeah.
wild.
And then her line of hats sold out.
Okay. What hats is she selling? I love that. Like cowboy hats?
Yes.
The hat business is very lucrative. I know someone who sells hats and apparently it's very lucrative.
Yeah, I was like researching because I still don't get the lore of the Hawk Tuah girl. This is how we kind
I
of said
don't
on the
either.
extended. Like, this is a whole different side of the internet because I like just heard about her when it was like someone was like some conservative was tweeting like, you know, gay people must be so upset that the Hawk Tuah girl is the star of Pride Month or something. And all the gays on gay Twitter are like, who? Like,
Yeah,
we're listening
no
to
one
Chapel
knows.
Roan. We don't
Yeah.
know what is going on.
Same thing with the girlies. Like, definitely don't know. Like,
Right?
I heard someone say, like, isn't that, they're just like, oh, only, like, guys and, like, pick-me girls, like, know who Hawk Tuah girl is. Like, no one
'cause
else.
I
Yeah.
literally have no clue.
Me neither. No idea.
She made the noise in a video. I was trying to get the lore, and I still don't get the lore.
She just said, like, how do you do something? She's like, you do a Hawk too or something.
yeah,
Right?
yeah. And then
And guys were like, oh my God. Like, they go so crazy. But I was like, what the hell? Like, straight guys are
but
wild.
that's also like when Jeff was here and for his episode, and he's talking about like Andrew Schultz and all these people who are like talking crap about him. I'm like, who are these?
I know.
literally have no idea.
Andrew Schultz, I like only have seen on TikTok. Like I don't know his lore. I don't know. Like he said from Joe Rogan, apparently. I guess I said, but like, is he a stand-up? Is he does only podcasts? Like,
It is wild what
No.
is going on the other side of
Don't wanna
the
be there.
internet. I just
That's
love
how-
being ignorant about
too.
it. Like, I don't need to
Just
know about Andrew
know.
Schultz or whoever else.
no, because also like the stuff they talk about is just so like pointless. Like this Hawk Tuah girl, like not her, but just like, why are you making such a big thing? Like, what is the whole thing? Like they're just that pervy. They're like, oh my God, she's a Hawk Tuah.
And she's like cute, I think. Like I saw
Yeah.
a picture of her.
I mean, I
but-
love her, but I'm just like,
love support. Do you
yeah,
think-
love and support if she's into it. I guess she is. She's doing interviews, but it's just like these men that make it like such a thing. I'm like,
It is weird.
are you okay? Do you get laid? Like, are you good? Like, why is? Yeah, people are weird.
But and then like it wasn't her video that went viral, so she didn't make like any money from it. So
Ugh, that's
I
even
read
worse.
this article like with her, she did like a hat line with the small business from her town, and they sold out like right away. And then someone calculated the math of how much she made, or they made. So all the hats sold out, so it would have been a total of $65,560.
Wow.
Obviously, that's split between like the company and her, but at least that's something. And then she's signed to a agency or whatever.
Yeah. So it
work.
sounds like she wants to like make it into something, which is good.
Yeah, she said that she didn't want to like be known just for a catchphrase, but then she's making merch. But like, what else are you gonna do? You kind of have to.
No, yeah, you ride that wave as long as you can.
You
Like,
never know. She might be the next Britney Broski.
That's
you
true.
You start as a
True.
meme. If she's smart, if she knows what she's doing, you never know.
That is crazy. I do remember when I had the Dish with Trish, which was like a podcast like no one listened to back in 2019. It literally, I remember Brittany Broski being pitched. Like they would like pitch her, and they're like, she has a meme, a kombucha meme, and I think that was obviously I didn't like reject her like to her face or whatever. I was just like, oh, I don't like know anything about this. Like, what am I going to talk to a meme person for an hour and a half, and then look at Brittany Broski now rejecting
See?
us full circle. So it is, you know, I get it.
You
Like I
just
get
never
it.
know.
You never know, and she could be super popular and funny and.
Yeah, she could take this and become the next it girl. Who knows? Maybe
That'd
she'll
be crazy.
Canceled.
Oh my God, yeah, the cancel girls have her totally. I see it for sure. They were also in a guest drought when we were on the episode. We were talking about how like we're in a guest drought. So I'm not to say she's not worthy of coming on. She could come on, but for me, it's just like I'm like, okay, I gotta really think like who I'm like really interested in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because these days, got 2 kids. I'm tired. I can't do full research. I'm like, I gotta really just be like interested. But we have some good guests coming up.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
kind of do, and it's like some exciting ones too. Like
yeah.
I feel like because we're like a small family shop over here, you
We
know,
are a
like
family
that was
shop.
like hey, we're a small business, so
Yeah.
it's like I don't know, it doesn't really hit sometimes, but then like the people that like are even possibilities, I'm like, dang, like
It is crazy.
that's kind of wild.
No, it's so wild and bizarre. We always will text you and be like, "Oh my God, this person followed, this person followed," and it's like so cool to this day. I'm just like, "Oh my God!" Like I think Chaperone's makeup artist who did the last makeup look like DM me. I was like, "This looks so good." I was like, "Oh my God!" Like I love you. I'm so excited. Like it's like it is really weird. It's really cool that people watch it. It's cool. So.
Yeah, it is such a gag.
Yeah,
And
maybe.
but that's why too, like we used to be like with the TED of it all, like we were hyping it up so far in
Yeah.
advance. But now I just want it to be like a surprise whenever something
Yeah,
happens.
yeah. Because also I'm one of those people too. Because we do have like some really exciting guests, I think. But it's also like until it happens, I just don't want to like, you know what I
Tea,
mean?
yes.
I'm not even like thinking about it in my personal life. Like it is so hard because I get so excited. But I'm like, let me just like chill.
Same.
It's still a couple weeks. Like let me just chill.
Anything
So.
can happen. I'm just like
Yeah.
planning, but also like not getting too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. I think that's the best way to be. As it happens, it happens. But
Yes.
it's cool. Really exciting stuff coming up. Maybe we'll get young Sheldon on. How old is he? Is he of age
He
yet?
must be older now. He was in Big Little Lies. He was like Nicole Kidman's son, I think.
Recently?
Whenever that show was on.
I don't even remember that show. I didn't know what
You
the
didn't,
show.
I haven't seen it either, but it was a big deal when it was on. I don't know.
And he was an adult in it?
You know, he was a little kid.
Oh. Well, I thought you were like,
son.
he's an adult. Okay. Well, I don't know.
I think that was before young Sheldon, maybe.
Oh my God. I thought you were saying, like, well, he must be an adult because I just saw him in this, and I was like, okay.
No.
He has to be like 18, probably. I feel like that show's been on forever.
Armitage age. He's only 15 now.
Wow.
That is crazy.
He looks older. I saw him in like an interview. He looks older. Did he get discovered by Perez Hilton?
I think that you were telling me that, I think.
I mean, that could be something I just totally made up, but I felt like Perez Hilton would send him to like Broadway shows. Like he was like a theater reviewer, I think, when he was like 5 or something.
Oh, you're right. He was a Little Tony's correspondent in 2017.
Man, good for him. How old was he? He must have been like 2017. Okay, math. Okay. 3, 7. So if he's 15 now, he's 8.
He was born in 2008.
So it's like his real character in real life is a little closer, kind of close to the character in the show.
Well, I don't think young Sheldon's a theater reviewer.
No, but I can see him, if he's like there doing interviews and,
Yeah, he's just more like
very
adult, very mature
and intellectual if he does Broadway.
Yeah, he always came across that way. That's why I was like, wait, I think that's the same person. Okay, good for him. So Perez Hilton discovered him. Wow, good job.
Yeah, he's a good actor though, because he like copies the adult Sheldon. Like I feel like he's like studied that man so hard, and it's like, okay, like let me be the little
mimic version of him.
Yes.
Yeah,
but as he gets older, like on season 3, he had a growth spurt, so he's already looking older. I feel like it's so his like personality is cute for like a little kid.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, that's a cute little kid, But then as he gets older, it's like my boyfriend who was like really into it the first season is like now he gets really annoyed with young Sheldon.
too
really
obnoxious.
fast. Yes,
it's like the Jim Parsons on Big Bang Theory. He's like annoying because like you're just annoying.
Yes.
Like stop. You know what I mean? As a character, what's his name? Sheldon.
Yes,
Sheldon.
adult Sheldon.
Yeah, I never liked Big Bang Theory for that reason. I tried to be into it. I was like a little bit of a pick me because again I dated someone that loved Big Bang Theory, so I was like love it too. But like watching it now, I'm like they're all pick me's on that show. Really, the girl across the way, I love her, Kaylee Cuoco, but the character she plays is a little bit of a pick me for sure.
I like Kaylee Cuoco too. My friend. Not my friend. A girl I went to high school with is her stunt double, and like her Instagram stories are like they're always like doing little dances on set together.
Oh, love that.
And they just seem like BFFs, and I'm like, Kaylee seems like a cool girl.
I love
she
her.
must be like set for life after Big Bang Theory, but she's still working. I'm like,
yeah.
Kudos, mom.
Kudos, mom. Because she was in a commercial where she's like pregnant too. I was like, wow, she's really hustling. She's just doing everything. I loved her. She was on she played Marsha Brady when she was like 14. I loved her on 8 Simple Rules with John Ritter.
Yes.
I thought she was so pretty on that show. I was like, I want to be her. She's kind of been all over the place. I like her so much.
Me
she had
too.
Baby. She's cute. She dated Johnny Galecki in real life, right?
Yes.
Which is like so crazy. But Johnny Galecki's sneaky hot. They try to make him look like a nerd on that show. Like, oh my God, you're such a nerd. But like, he's actually hot. Like, everyone thinks he's hot.
I feel like that happens a lot too.
What? Where they try to like make them look nerdy and you're like, they're actually good looking.
Yeah, then you see them out of like their roles and they look hot. There's a guy on Hacks who is like hot, but like in the show they just dress him to be nerdy and like his character's nerdy.
So like you're nerdy
and then
now.
like on Twitter, like it'll be like that trend where it's like, would anyone be mad at me if, and it's like they just post someone who's like controversially hot.
Oh.
Like,
right. And you're like, he's just hot.
Yeah, he's just hot.
Yeah, and
it's
that
like,
was him?
Yeah, and he's like ripped and like shirtless or whatever. I'm like, he's just a hot guy. It's like, it's not controversial.
It's like Hassan and like he's like, oh, that
Can
nerd.
I say something? Yes.
He's wearing Spider-Man
He
on
has
his shirt.
glasses.
Glasses. That's the traditional, like making a pretty girl like ugly too. It's just like put her in glasses.
Even like his on now too. I feel like maybe because I talked about him so much that he just kept coming up on my Twitter. Now I'm like, it's almost too much now because like he's just like hot and everything, and he was listening to Charlie XCX, and I'm like, I think he knows that he wants to get the gays excited.
Oh, he's a little bit of a pick me.
He's a gay pick me.
He's a gay
for
pick
gay
me,
or straight for gay.
Yeah, straight for gay. That's good. Like straight for pay or gay for pay, or straight for pay. There's that too. Interesting. Yeah, I think that happens just in general. Like, right, people get like a little oversaturated. Again, that's why I'm kind of glad I never like popped off because I feel like no matter what, like as big as you get, like people either get sick of you, want to bring you down, you're oversaturated, like some, you know what I mean, and then it becomes like I'm kind of over this person.
Yeah, that's why like self-deprecating is kind of the way to go. Like just never buy into your own hype because then you never have to worry about a fall or something.
Absolutely, you're like I'm already there. Feel like she fell off, she got cast. Like that's been my brand, falling off. There's like nothing else to it. So, yeah, it's kind of interesting. You look like Johnny Galecki a little bit in that show.
Is it the glasses?
And the hair. And your eyes. And your face. Yeah, and it's the face, the smile, too. So,
I mean, if you're on TV, especially back then, like, you had to be attractive.
True. Yeah.
Now there's more space for quirkies on TV. But yeah.
Big Bang Theory, I feel like, had the quirky. But what's his name? Is his name Raj on Big Bang Theory?
Yes.
Like, he's hot. And then the other one, too. I forget his name, too. The little one. He's kind of hot, too. They're all kind of sneaky hot. And Sheldon's hot too. Let me just not. It's a weird vibe today. Sorry. Maybe there's like a fun. What was that? Wait, did you have a topic? Well, that was a topic we were going on, or no?
Yeah, Big Bang Theory is a hot topic. It just came out. People are still wondering.
I wanted
about
to be
it.
on that show so bad.
What?
Yeah. Oh, like I said, I was dating this guy that was like really into it. He would like go sit in the audience because it was like filmed where they film Ellen. Is it Warner Brothers?
Oh yeah.
So he like always go watch it film, and he's like, "Oh, you should come with me and watch it." And I was like, "I've never seen the show." He goes, "Okay, you have to watch the show before you come with me." And then I'd watch like all the seasons, and then like I never got to go to the show, and I was like, "Okay, that sucks." But he didn't even know anyone. He would just like literally get free tickets or something.
My hottest topic was Olivia Rodrigo announced her Stanley Cup, and it like really sent me spiraling because I want this Stanley Cup so bad. But I saw a clip of Tana talk on Octopus on Therapist, and she was making fun of Stanley Cups, and then so I was like, okay, I'm over the Stanley, but then Olivia announced her Stanley Cup, and I'm like, shoot, I became
You're
like really
back on it?
confounded. Yeah.
What is her Stanley Cup? Just purple?
It's purple, and then it has a little star, like it like looks like stickers, but I think it's printed on, and then it says like
Ooh.
OR on it.
What's it mean?
Olivia
Olivia
Rodrigo.
Rodrigo.
Oh. Or. Okay. Cute. Oh, you have to get it. You
I
love
have
Olivia
to get it,
Rodrigo.
yeah.
How much is it? Is it
$50.
regular? Oh, it's a regular cup.
But it's like a whole thing to get it, like, because you know the Stanley girls were a little wild with like
Yeah.
camping outside and stuff. I was pro the Stanley move, like I was supportive, like
I
you
remember.
guys do your thing.
You're like, we love that they stand out on Target. I was like, they're losers. And you're like,
Yes,
no, got
yes.
it.
I supported them on their journey of, capitalism, whatever. I'm like, work. But Tana was saying, like, making fun of them. She's like, these girls are carrying around like a giant blender with them.
Oh, yeah,
everywhere.
yeah, I
And
saw
I was
that.
like, shoot, like,
First
clock
of all,
my tea. But
that's coming from a skinny girl because from us big girls, we like to look small with them. We like to
Okay,
have a big,
true.
what did I say, cooler? I love having a big cooler because then I look so tiny. Be like, oh, excuse me, with my big purse and my big cup. I'm just so skinny. You can't even see me. That's what I like. But
and they're silly. I love when people have like all the random accessories for
Oh.
those families. I'm like, it's wild,
ours
but
was supposed to have that. Did we send them for free? We had little accessories on them.
Yeah, we sound like little things.
Yeah,
We
if you had
like-
a cup, you might have gotten like a
the
fuzzy
back.
heart and a disco ball.
that's fine.
Yeah, we weren't advertising them because like even when I got them, like they broke sometimes, so we just like gave it for free in the thing. But they were supposed to go on like the little cup too. Yeah, I love it too when there's like little danglies off
Yeah.
it. Does she have a dangly or you have to buy them separate?
I don't know if she has a dangly, actually. You had to like sign up for an email list to find out more or something. I don't know. So
Oh.
they come out July 9th. So I'm going to be really on it. But it's like,
When is
I don't know.
July
I'm a
9th?
little nervous because the Stanley community is just like,
Wait, what do you mean? You're nervous about not getting one?
yes, because it'll
Yeah.
be
You
like,
probably have to pay $500 for
yeah.
Oh, at
resale.
Poshmark, it's my mom reselling them on Poshmark. Like I got a Posh hookup. Don't worry. I wonder if there's a limit. Like Skims gives you only like 2 per.
I hope so. They said
Yeah.
they have like a special website for like to avoid bots or something. So I don't know, but it really like triggered me. I was like Stanley and Olivia. Like that's like
Is
the
she your number
two.
one?
My roster. I was thinking about this driving over here actually.
Okay,
like
let's hear
what
the
my
roster.
roster is. Taylor's still like number one. Just it's like a legacy thing. Like it's just we've been
Yeah,
through too much.
of
So
course.
she'll always be number 1. 2. I think Olivia's probably number 2.
Wow.
Chapel's probably 3.
Wow.
And then Sabrina is probably 4.
Ooh, what would Olivia say if Sabrina was in your top 5? Oh, you think they made up in your head? You think they're perfect?
Yeah, in my head, I think everyone is like cool with each other, especially like Olivia and Sabrina's beef was mostly about Joshua Bassett being just kind of like F-boy vibes, like going back and forth. Because then Sabrina had a song on her last album that was about Joshua Bassett too. Like you just go to whoever's winning is like one of the lines in it.
Who's
And
Joshua? What's he from?
High School Musical, the musical, the series.
Zac Efron wannabe. Was he the Zac Efron
He was
character?
the Zac
Oh.
Efron character.
I
The
already don't like
jock.
him.
Yeah, and
No
Olivia
idea.
was the Vanessa Hudgens.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
Wait, so is it like it? Okay, okay.
It's they're
it-
in high school. They're in the same high school that they went to in
Okay.
High School Musical, and then their high school is putting on a musical of High School Musical. So it's like
Wow, that's actually kind of cute. I like it.
So
Okay.
Olivia plays Gabriella. She got the role of Gabriella, and then Joshua got the role of Troy.
And then are they like the same kind of thing where like he's a jock and she's a nerd?
Kind of. Olivia was kind of in a love triangle with like another jock, and then
Oh.
yeah.
I love triangles. I wish I was in a love triangle, like in a TV show. Like when I was watching Bridgerton, I was like, God, she's so lucky. Because I think I was telling you this. Like I always just wanted to be like on TV for that reason, to like feel desired by like 2 hot men at one time. You know, she got like Lord Devlin and Colin, and they're both like, and he's jealous and he's seething. I never had anyone jealous or seething over anything. I'm like, how fun would that be? And I always get jealous of girls in love triangles in movies because I was like, it's like Twilight too. It's like, wow, you have 2 hot people that
Yes.
want you. Like what?
Love triangles were the thing. Maybe they still are the thing, actually. Gypsy Rose is in a love triangle, too, which is another topic.
She doesn't. I don't think she likes this, by the way. Did you see the clip of Ryan being like, I love Trish? He said, we love Trish. Gypsy's like not saying anything. She's just smiling. He goes, I mean, I love Trish. And I was like, ooh.
Was that a new clip?
Yeah.
No,
Oh.
I think she just.
I think she just doesn't
No,
know
she
yet.
definitely does, because this is like the second or third time someone brought Trish up, and this is the second or third time
Right,
Ryan
but-
was
but I'm
like, I
saying,
love
like-
Trish, and she's like, or he said, we love Trish, and then she's like,
Right.
and then he's like, I love Trish.
But I
and
just
I
think
was
she
like,
didn't have a chance to even form an opinion, because I don't know. if
No,
she
I can
didn't
already
watch or
tell, especially after the my man wouldn't touch you with a 10-foot pole. Like that's so I was like, I can tell, not in a bad way, but I feel like she might, be a little self-conscious of other, even though I'm like married with a baby and like I don't crush after Ryan. But you know what I mean? Like if you're insecure already, like maybe she had this bad relationship or something, I don't know, whatever. If you're already insecure, maybe you just don't want another like woman around. You know what I mean?
Maybe.
That's how
I don't know.
That's the vibe I
But it's
got.
not around. We're not gonna hang out with her.
No,
and be
I
like,
know, but like I could just tell they were like on a live, like divided, and I could just tell because he's like, yeah,
No,
we
he
love
was-
Trisha.
He was definitely not sensitive of saying like he loves another woman. Like you just don't say that.
Because she was like,
So saying that was not. It just lacked.
That's what I'm saying. It could have nothing to do. She doesn't even know who I
Exactly,
am. But
yeah.
she's like, and then he's like, okay, well, I love Trisha.
Yeah, the way he said it, and then to continue on about. It.
Yeah, he's like, I loved her in this, and I was like,
You
oh
should
my
have switched to
god.
like I really like her content or something else.
And I did DM him, but I did DM him being like, I need to get a hold of Gypsy. And then that's when I told you she DM'd me like a minute later. So I was like, ooh, she's on it somewhere. Like she's on his DMs notifications. But Gypsy, I love you. I am happily married and
No love triangles on
no
this
love
end.
triangle. I know. No love triangle, but she is a desired woman. I mean, it is crazy. I'm not trying to be insensitive here, but it is not crazy. It's wild that like that guy that's like in prison for unaliving her mom like did that because he was in love, right? Like, isn't that why he did it, or he wanted to protect Gypsy?
I think so, but wasn't he also like a little unwell too, or something? I don't know. I haven't gone that deep into that case in general, but
When you said unwell, I think of the Unwell Network, and it's like interesting. I'm like, why don't they have people who are unwell? I guess they have Harry Jowsey, but I was like, in general, why don't they have?
What does he have?
He's unwell because I did see a bunch of people on TikTok being like, I don't like that Harry Jowsey's on this Alex Cooper. Oh, I think it was Francesca. Did you see that comment?
Oh, no.
She said Alex Cooper is not a girl's girl because she has Harry on the Unwell Network, which is like a girl's girl network, like a podcast. People are really pissed that Harry Jowsey's on there, and I agree. There's no one I despise more than Harry Jowsey except for Zach Justice, but we'll get there in a second. But I was just like, that's actually kind of wild. I didn't think about that. When you think of Call Her Daddy or Alex Earl, like their brand is so women friendly. So it's kind of weird to have Harry Jowsey on.
yeah,
right?
because I mean, what is his demo? I don't know. Is it girls? I have no idea.
Probably nobody anymore. There's probably no demographic. There's someone who keeps reaching out to me, like a company I know, and they're like, keep wanting me to do a pod swap with this person who has like a lot of followers, but it's just like this is not the vibe. I'm like, I don't want to bring this person on. He's a little controversial and just like is not for the girls and the gays. He always has like controversial people on his podcast. And I'm like, that's not my vibe. But they're like really pushing it. They're like, he's really popular. He's popping off. And I was just like, and I just said no. I was just like, I don't know. Like, I don't want someone that's like offensive to like gay people on my show. You know what I mean? Like, that's so weird. That's like, I guess that's the same comparison. Is like, wow, you have a whole women, like the Call Her Daddy's all about women empowerment, all this stuff like that. But then you have Harry Jowsey, who all he does is like use, abuse, gaslight, manipulate women on TV. Like, it's kind of weird. So that's the only equivalent I could see, because it literally happened this morning, the pod swap thing with that person. That's, to me, in my opinion, a little bit not gay friendly. And I was like, that would be very odd. And I didn't go on Piers Morgan because, I mean, he's super like transphobic and homophobic in my opinion. So I was just like, it's kind of odd that you would do that. But anyways, go off. But we were starting, Gypsy Rose. Were we doing a hot topic?
Oh, just her
segue?
love triangle.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is it just any update? Just
Well, yeah, have you seen
Ken
like
texting?
No, like Ken.
Oh no.
Ken and Gypsy were on like the same like that split TikTok live,
Yeah.
and then she got a text from Ryan, her
Yes.
and saying that like he misses her or whatever. But then Ryan went on his own TikTok live and was saying like,
I saw that.
yeah, Ken, like I have the receipts. Like Gypsy's telling me that she misses me. Blah
Okay.
blah blah.
I think I'm mixing them up. So Ken is the big
Ken
one.
is the current one. Ryan is the bigger one, the
Okay.
ex-husband.
Got it. Okay. I think I mixed it up when I just talked about it. So everything I said, just say Ryan.
with the names. Yeah.
Ken's bigger.
No, Ken is the current.
Ken is the current one.
Yes,
Got
the
it.
one
Okay.
that says I love Trish.
This is why we can't have basic names. This is why people need to name their kids like Pilot Inspector, because it's like there's too many Kens and Ryans and they all look the same. Okay, so Ryan is a little shady though. Like everyone was Team Ryan because they kind of felt bad because did you see the kissing the frog? She get to kiss a frog to see a
yes.
prince, and she did the side by side. I'm like,
yeah.
girl, okay, we don't have to do all of that, you know. But at the same time, like seeing his behavior with her, I haven't watched the show. I just see clips, but he does seem a little bit. She gives a little bit of her mom vibes, you know what I mean? Just very like overbearing, very just like, who are you texting? Why can't I come? And she goes, I just want to see my sister for a girls trip. And he's like, but don't you want me there? Like, it's kind of a little too much.
Yeah,
like,
clingy or something.
Yeah, but in like a weird way. And then the stuff where he's just like, oh, my girlfriend, she's like, why do you need alcohol? He's like, in case my ex-girlfriend comes by. I'm like, he just does stuff to like push her buttons when she like just got out of prison. She's obviously also like had a traumatic thing with her mom. She's like, you know, it's just, I don't know. I don't really feel bad for him either. And then when I saw that one you were talking about where he was like texting her and then he's just like, I have them receipts. She'd be hitting me up all the time and then blocking me. I'm like, how old are you? Like, obviously, like, you're an adult. Like, why are we doing this?
Yeah, I think we all just need to move on, you know? Like, you gotta just know when to throw in the towel and just keep moving, you know?
I think it's going to be hard for all of them because, well, like, Gypsy is her own person. She's her own entity. She can keep going forever. But I feel with Ryan, the bigger one.
Yes.
Okay, sorry. I'm just trying to differentiate. Like, I feel like for him, this is kind of his maybe 15 minutes of fame that he maybe doesn't want to like give up quite yet.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to parlay it. Even like John and Kate, like Kate Gosselin did a good job parlaying her fame for like an extended 15 minutes, but no one really knows where she is now. I guess she's doing that show with Dr. Drew.
The one that JoJo did too. What was it?
Yeah, Special Ops or something.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently she went to NICU or something like that. NICU? ICU. I don't know.
Oh, like working in it?
No, like she ended up in there.
Like
she
injured
got
or
injured.
something?
From the show. I don't know. Yeah. Anyways.
That's wild.
Yeah, but maybe he's trying to be like a Kate Gosselin of it all. But isn't he like a substitute teacher or a teacher or something?
Is he? I have no idea.
Because I remember seeing a clip again, and she's like, "Oh, you have to work tomorrow," and he's like, "You know, I just got a call from the principal," and she's like concerned about the D is fire comment or something.
Oh.
So I think he works with like kids. He's like, "That's that this job is important to me. I need this job." Like.
That, yeah, how do you still like keep your normal job?
I
and
would
then be
guess
doing
it's
all
not
that?
probably, but
Yeah.
He did on the show, but yeah, maybe not
At this point.
And then in that case, yeah, then I guess you could try and sue. I don't know if you could sue someone because then you lose your livelihood, but you agree to appear on the show. So
Yeah.
he had to have known. But I have a firm belief everybody wants to be famous. Do you think that?
Not everyone, I don't
like
think.
a little bit. There's always like a little bit. Maybe they don't go hard for it, but I feel like there's always a period in somebody's life that they want to be famous.
I think
or no.
Once, I don't know if everyone like wants it innately, but I think when like a lot of people have it or get like a tiny like slice of it, they get addicted to it. And then I think they want it more. You know
More
what
of
I
it?
mean? Yeah.
Because I've had like my brother, for instance, like there was a moment where he was like auditioning for like music video. Like I don't even think he wanted to be famous. Like it just was something he wanted to try, and then he was just like, I don't like it.
But I feel like there's a lot of people who are just like super private. Like think about the the conjoined twins, like how they like turned down like all the like reality TV deals or whatever, and just like want to live their lives as teachers and like be private and not.
Do you think maybe because they got a taste and they didn't like it?
Maybe.
Because they were on a reality show, right? Yeah.
Because I know people that are true introverts, like they just have no desire of any attention of any kind.
Okay. I mean, maybe that's why too. I don't know. I just always think like anyone I know, even if they are like an accountant or something now, or like I knew someone that worked at the Bank of America, right, like down the street. I knew when I was like 18, and I remember he was like kind of like that, just private, just like to enjoy his life. But then he like wanted to go on a reality show just randomly, and then he went on it, and then he like tried to sue the reality show. I don't think it even aired because he was like embarrassed or something like that. I don't know. It's like weird. And I'm like, why did you do that? And then he like completely disappeared. I think he's back at the Bank of America.
You probably come across more of those people.
Maybe that's true. Yeah.
Because they'll, they see you, they'll confess to you like, I always wanted to, or I want to, or maybe you can help me, or whatever.
That's true.
You probably meet more of those.
That's crazy. If you've never desired to be famous, let us know in the comments below, like why, because I can't comprehend it. But I don't know. I think about what's his name, Ken, the one from Masked Singer.
He was the one that was a doc. Was he a doctor?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so someone like that who's a doctor and then just all of a sudden is like, I'm gonna do a movie. Like, you don't just do that out of nowhere at like 50 years old or 40 or however old he was.
But sometimes maybe his parents pushed him to go to medical school, but he always wanted to be an actor.
What's his name?
Ken Jeong.
Yeah, like he like seems to really enjoy the fame aspect of Masked Singer. So I'm just like, but he was a doctor for his whole life and he had a family and stuff.
But he was on Community.
After. So he did Hangover. I think that was his big break.
Oh,
and then he got Community. By the way, I love that you watch Community. I feel like me and Moses are the only people that watch Community.
Oh, I loved it back in the day.
Did you? Me too. I kind of did too. But then you kind of watch it now and you're kind of like, it's kind of, Joel McHale gives me an ick a little bit.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why, in general.
I liked him back in the day, but
I
then
did
he
too.
hosts House of Villains, and on House of Villains, I'm like, okay.
Gives you the ick.
Not the ick, he's just like, he's so deadpan that like sometimes I'm like, okay, let's wrap it up, Joel,
Like he doesn't want to be there or something?
Yeah, like that's his shtick. Like he's like, why am I doing this like low brow job or whatever, like hosting this trashy show.
Yeah.
That's kind of his shtick. But I'm like, it gets a little tiresome after a while.
Yeah.
Let's, pack it. Like in little doses, I think.
Yeah. Because I feel like it was cute on the Soup or whatever, but it's like now it's like he's like, why am I hosting this show? It's like, well, I don't know, no one else is hiring you. That's why you're hosting it. Like, why else would you be? I do hate that. I guess like you said, that's like his character, but that would be annoying, especially if the show's like cute and camp. Like if Alan Cumming said that on Twitter, like, why am I here? It's like that would like ruin the show. You know what I mean?
I like that Alan Cumming, especially when it started. Like, I don't know if they expected it to be a big thing, but Alan Cumming's really committed to like the campness.
In the first season, we should watch the first season of that actually, because we're running out of shows to watch. So I watched Young Sheldon, but Hacks is the other one. We should make a note of that because you had mentioned that before.
It actually is a really good show.
Okay, I always see that when is it on Max?
Yes.
Yeah, I always see that when we cut on Max, and then we should watch Trader season 1. Because I would love to see Alan Cumming on that. Yeah, he commits full on to that. I think his stylist for that show was on Watch What Happens Live with him. He was like the bartender. Do we want to go on that show or no?
Watch What Happens Live?
Yeah.
Maybe. Why not?
Because Alan Cumming was on
it?
It's like a late night
interview
show,
with Andy Cohen. Although we probably talked bad about Andy Cohen. I would have to like check the tapes. I'm like, have we ever said anything bad about Andy Cohen?
Honestly, at this point, I'm kind of just like,
just
you're allowed
expect
to
it.
change your mind until
Exactly.
they prove themselves innocent. They're guilty.
No, really, for me, it's like if you like me, then I take back everything I've
Yeah.
ever said. Like we love you, Andy Cohen. Like you know what I mean? That's how we go. But no, because Alan Cumming was on it, and then his stylist was like the bartender, and I think Gigi was the bartender one time. I don't know how this all happened. Someone told me it's really little
It's
in there.
tiny.
You been?
No, I've seen.
Just seen it?
Yeah, because we've done like interviews there or whatever, so you see like the full. It's kind of like it literally is this actually.
Really?
Yeah.
But they have like an audience.
Yeah.
But it's like a small audience.
Teeny.
I like to go on it. I don't know why I'd be on it, but I like to go on it. We can go to New York together. I am the Statue of Liberty today, so.
It makes sense, yeah.
Did you know we got the Statue of Liberty from Paris?
Yes.
Okay. Why?
It was a gift.
Oh, for what?
I don't remember why.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn,
But-
you were going good.
I know.
I don't know either.
They
I
had
knew
it
the
for a
gift.
second.
Yeah.
Because I think we, helped them win the war against the Nazis.
So they gave us a statue?
Of liberty, yeah.
That's sweet.
Oh, like freedom? But weren't we our own country when we helped them win? So we were already free?
We were definitely.
So why did they give us the
Commemorative.
It wasn't about
commemorative plate?
us. It was just a thank you.
Oh, okay.
What a nice present.
Statue of Liberty, like you liberated us. Here's a Statue
Oh.
of Liberty. or
We
something.
liberated Paris?
France and Europe in general.
Oh, I
in
didn't
the
know.
90s. Yeah.
Damn, we did that. I guess that's one thing to celebrate in America, right? I mean, we're not all bad all the time.
Bastille Day is on my birthday, and that's the French Independence Day. I know that.
Ooh, what's
Yeah.
Bastille means what?
Independence? I don't know.
That's so weird. How come we're all getting our independence in July all of a sudden? It's like you're independent, you're independent. People just marking it as that. All right. I mean, work on that for sure. Bastille Day. Well, I'm sorry you have to share your birthday with Bastille Day. Matt
It is
Howard
kind
would
of
be
a
upset.
bummer. Yeah, at least I'm not French, so
That's true.
Yeah, it doesn't really affect me.
That's
that
how I think
much,
with
but-
4th of July birthdays, like, God, that'd be like kind of awful because everyone's like, we're celebrating. I think just any holiday in general, if you're like on the actual holiday, it would be kind of bad, I guess.
Yeah, because it's like you don't really have like your moment. Because like if you have your, I think of everything like as a post, right? So if you have your birthday post on the 4th of July, it's like okay, then you're freaking in everyone's feed with like the fireworks and all that crap, So it's like damn.
Yeah, we did see, I think we were looking at a house yesterday, just like looking, and there was like a happy birthday Jessica, and it was all like patriotic fireworks and stuff. I guess you have to make it your theme at that point. Your red, white, and blue. I was like, all right,
Should
that
be able,
works.
just like you change your name legally, you should be able to change your birthday legally. So,
I mean, that's kind of true. You should, yeah, right.
for celebration purposes.
Yeah.
Not something else.
Oh, right. That makes sense. Right. Just you
Oh,
want
yeah,
it on
not
a
the
different day. Changing the year.
I'm 25.
That's a good point, actually. Yeah.
Very Clinton Kane vibes, just changing your
Oh
year.
gosh, Clinton Kane. He's also was one that made it a weird week. I feel like
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like you read all these like weird, icky people, and you're like, oh, don't put that in my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I saw someone like try to research and like found like childhood photos of him, but it was kind of depressing too because it's like he was just a little boy. Like, why did you have to go and
I
off
know.
your family? Like,
Yeah,
what?
right. It's true. When you see someone as a little kid, you're kind of like, what happened? Because like every child is born like innocent and pure and just like sweet, and then it's like something happened to make you into a pathological liar. Or something.
Yeah, like what? Snapped.
Because we were talking about it, Jim Morrison from The Doors. There's a famous interview that he said that his parents died, like a car accident or something.
Was he lying?
Yeah, they were alive his whole life. They were alive. His dad was like in the military and stuff like that.
Isn't that crazy?
So maybe he took a page from his book. He was like, let me do that.
Just for like the artistry of it all.
Yeah.
That is wild.
It's like I'm a tortured singer because I lost my parents.
That is so crazy. It's just like I can't wrap my head around it because it's just like a mystery. But like we'll never get to the bottom of it because he doesn't like say
Talk about
anything.
it.
Yeah.
Maybe one day he will. I feel like one day you have to be like, this is why I did it.
Especially now, like he must have like offers. Like if Rolling Stone and like People Magazine are reaching out to him, like he must have offers for like an interview. It's like a tell-all,
Maybe he's saving it. He has like a book or something, a book
for
deal.
his big one. Yeah, like
His
what
big
is
one.
what is the Clinton Kane big one?
What does that mean, big one? Because people say that. Obviously, I kind of get it, but like, what is it? What's it from? What's it originate from?
For me, it originates from the canceled podcast. But
Oh,
I mean,
really?
Yeah, but I know Tana gets her vocabulary from I don't know, really random places.
we should ask
so
Tana. We
yeah,
should text her.
that's a good like
The
question
big
for
one.
her.
Because I always see people like, this is, they did the big one with
Yes.
this. That's like Aura, too. What's that? Like, I got my Aura points. Jeff has a watch called Aura. You never seen that?
No.
Like, how many Aura points is this? I see this all over TikTok. It's AURA.
I know what an aura is. Like your aura is like the colors that's like around you or
So
whatever.
it's like usually it's like a positive. Like
Yeah.
it's almost like karma points. So I guess aura points.
Oh, okay. I see people say it. Okay, Aura points. I never knew. And then he named it Aura Watch. So I was like, well, what's Aura? Like, I've seen this everywhere. Jack Wright's pictures resurfaced.
the
Pop Crave got him.
Oh wait, they did.
Yes. Where'd you get them? Did you get them on email? I got an email, and they're like, I'm trying to get a hold of Oscar to send these to him,
Oh
too.
my god, that's so.
But then
funny.
they just sent me Pop Crave screenshots. So I was like, okay, Pop Crave has them. So
Oh my god, I need
they
to
got
find
the
it.
photos. I don't know who's at Pop Crave, but we need them on a Hot Topics.
I know we actually do.
Now that we should make a list of all the people we want on Hot Topics now that we're doing 2 a week.
I know we have a lot of options. I mean,
Yeah.
Harry Daniels knows Pop Crave, of course he does, and
Of course he does.
He says Pop Crave is down to
Okay,
collaborate.
well,
with
Harry Daniels is
Trish.
coming on soon, so we'll ask him.
Yeah, we'll get to the bottom of it.
We want Be Better, Pop Crave. I like shout out Sloan. I'm trying to get Sloan Hooks on here.
Shout out Trish Crave. You're the
Trish
new.
I was gonna say that.
Did you follow them too?
Yeah, I got my own little.
Did they tweet about you
slide.
following them? I saw you where they're like, Oscar Gracie follows Trish Crave. You're like,
So
bats.
true,
Yeah,
yes.
so true. Yeah. I love them. They actually had a lot of interaction, Trish Crave. So
I'm like kind of gagged by it because I mean, Stan accounts are just like so smart. Most of them.
Yeah.
Like, because they have graphics and everything. I'm like,
Yes.
they're so committed.
They
and, like,
really
They're
are.
on it.
Who is
Well,
that?
nowadays, in the AI age, it's
That's
Easy
true.
to do.
it's one website and you get.
We'll have
which
Trish
is
Crave
great.
on here too. I want to know. I just want to know the people behind these accounts. Sometimes I'm always like, which like again, kudos, love it. Thank you for being on my side, but also like that's dedication.
It is. Yeah.
That's interesting. I
It's
want
a
to know what it is.
documentary on its own.
Right, Stan accounts and
Meeting
anonymous.
all those people.
Even those drama channels and T accounts and stuff, you're just like the ones that don't show their face. You're just like, who are you?
Uh-huh.
How are you doing this so fast?
Yeah. Bill Sash, like before she did her face reveal, was like, wow, like who is it? I remember like the Morgan Adams conspiracy, like that one was
Oh, right.
crazy. Yeah.
That made sense because it would make sense that because she's with Shane. Who's
and
like
like so in the know.
yeah, Shane's
yeah.
like a gossip channel for sure. Like he definitely could be behind so many accounts because he just like looks at everything. Maybe not. Again, I haven't seen him in like 5 years, but like when I did know him, he
Yeah,
was-
like back in the day.
Oh my
yeah.
god, he would see all the gossip, all the drama like instantly.
Yeah, I used to be when I was like younger. I used to be like obsessed with like all the tea, like the like the Guru gossiper age.
Oh
That
yeah.
was
Oh
wild,
god.
yeah.
I used to check myself all the time in there, which was like the worst thing ever because they were so mean. They would like have the meanest names. My username was Blonde Sandal Forum J, so it'd be like obese doll for sandwiches. Like it was, and they'd always change the name. There was like 100 threads about me. It was like Reddit, and I was just so obsessed. That's why I do not go on Reddit, good or bad. Like he'll tell, I'm like, where do you see this? Like Reddit. I'm like, I'll. It's fine if someone shows me something, but I can't get on it because just I remember I would be such a spiral. Like and I couldn't help myself. Like I would refresh every hour, like every half hour to see what they said about me because they were updating it a lot. So I was just like so obsessed with it. But I just like I can't do that anymore.
Yeah, it's a lot. I think I was always just so interested to know like what everyone was up to, like because it was like who are the Fowlers like dating or blah blah blah. I miss them. The Ellen Blair era was like top notch. Or
That
like
was good.
Ingrid, like following like Ingrid and like Luke or whatever, like who's dating who, blah 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 blah.
And they would
I
see
was
everything.
nosy.
Yeah, they would see so much. Like kind of like you said on the Reddit is like when they're like, oh, Addison's Ray Fountain. Like, how do people see that stuff? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's cool. Like again, I really wish I could see my own Reddit, especially the nice ones. Like I wish I could like see it, but again, I just know I go down a slippery slope because even if I'm looking at like people I don't like I used to look up David Dobrik's Reddit, which was always dead. Like it was always dead. Like when I used to go there, it had like 50,000. I don't know if it still is or 40,000 or whatever. But like no one ever posts about him. I'm like, and this was maybe like I think I stopped Reddit like a year ago. So I was like, God, no one really posts about David on there because I was like, I don't keep up with him. So I was like, I was just curious. I was like, what's happening? But nothing was happening unless he's just boring. That's how always thought, I was like, at least I'm entertaining because people post about me so much on Guru Gospel. So I was like, well, at least I'm not boring.
Yeah, at least you're being talked about, I guess.
Yeah,
It's like
every little thing analyzed.
I mean, you want Mrs. Whistledown to be interested in you.
That is very true. They are the original Lady Whistledown. She's Lady, not Miss. Miss is a young girl, right?
So now she's a lady.
Yeah, Lady Whistledown.
Sorry, Colin.
Lady Whistledown.
It really is like, I mean, I guess it always is like the canceled roundup over
Yes,
here.
we love it. I know, thank God they posted an episode. Well, it was my episode, but I mean, I was like, we missed the episode. We need to know what's going on. We need the tea. We needed to commentate.
Lilah called out Tana and Brooke randomly in Liability.
Oh, well, okay. So I think someone was telling us that like Liability is kind of filmed in advance. So was this like a new?
This was a newer
It felt
one.
fresh?
Yeah, because the title was about the wedding, about the vlogging at the wedding or
And did
whatever.
she talk about it?
I
So
think so.
okay, so it's
Yeah.
fresh. Okay.
Yeah. Because they were reacting to Lilah and Stassi were reacting to Tana and Brooke reacting to Tana and Brooke on Liability.
Oh my God! Now we're reacting to all
now
of that.
we're reacting, yeah.
to Lila's
Add us to the
reaction.
chain,
Yes. Oh
We
man.
need Jimmy to make a diagram.
Yeah, all of
a flow
it.
chart or something. Yeah. But
Jimmy with the mug cam.
Lilah was like going in on them, and Stassi actually. They were really going in. I think it was to like, get talked about, which at work we're talking about them.
Right.
But it's also a slow news day. But
Yes, it is a slow news day. Well, it's a double news day for us. We just had one.
but they were coming for Tana and Brooke for like saying that they joked about their interview with Lilah being filmed 10 months earlier because they had already like, announced their friendship separation or whatever.
Right.
And then that interview came out. And then so Tana and Brooke, all they really said it was just funny that it was filmed 10 months ago.
That was in my episode, right?
They talked about that on Canceled separate. No, this was... They reacted to it a while ago because it came out like a couple weeks ago.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think they told me that too. I think they said that it was like filmed like it wasn't a joke. I think it was actually filmed like
Literally,
10 months ago.
it was
Yeah,
literally
okay.
filmed 10 months ago. Yeah, but they were just like joking about how old it was or whatever.
Yeah.
And that really is all they said. But then Lilah was going in on like, they wanted to invest in Liability and that's why it took 10 months. And how like dare you? Like we invited you here and we had a lovely conversation, blah, 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 blah. Like really.
Before their friendship ended.
It was filmed before their friendship. The interview was filmed before their friendship.
Right. So that's why the conversation was lovely. I actually like feel bad. Like we did episode Lilah, and I think it's good. People like call it out and be like, "This is crappy," whatever. But I kind of feel bad when people like dogpile on her so much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I know she doesn't do herself any favors by kind of being combative for sure. But I think she's also, I don't know, and I don't want to use young because she's not a baby. She's 26, but it's like, it can feel like a lot, and then sometimes you just get defensive. And I will just say that, like when people I double down. It's like the dissociative identity disorder. Like my initial video was like so sincere that I really thought I had this, and like watching Anthony Padilla's thing on this, I was like, oh, maybe this is something I have. And then when everyone came to like attack me, I kind of just doubled down and went like I started like being trolling and stuff.
She does give me baby Trish vibes.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, that's okay. Not baby Trish, but I really feel like I always say this. Like there's like a generation of people that were like raised by like the Jaclyn Hills, and then there's like a generation that was raised by the Trisha Paytas. It's like the JoJo and Lilah, and you know what I mean? So I take a little bit of accountability for the liability for this. And she's always been cool with me and stuff like that. I've always been cool with her. So I do feel like a little bit, I kind of feel sometimes like bad about it because, I think she gets the point. Like she's kind of screwed up a bunch of times, but she gets a little defensive, especially... and maybe too, like, you think the beefs is like something people do. Okay, we're going back and forth. This is our thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like maybe that's where it's coming from. I didn't see the clip, but was she like, did she actually seem offended or more was just like, we're going to talk about this?
I think Stassi also kind of went in on it, so she seemed kind of like upset by it.
About it?
Then I went back to see like what Tana and Brooke even said, but all they really just joked about was it just being filmed like a long time ago, which is kind of funny. It was filmed like almost a year ago.
Yeah, so I think that was just more because I think they told me to, and it wasn't like ever to be mean. It was just like, oh, we just filmed it like so long ago.
Yeah.
And yeah, I guess I'm interested that they wanted to like, what does that mean? Invest in it? Maybe they wanted it as like an Unwell sort of thing,
That's
like
what
a
I was
network.
thinking,
Yeah,
yeah.
which would be smart. I always think people should do that because obviously a lot of people know Lilah from Tana, so I feel like that is kind of smart if she were to do that. Like if they did do that, but obviously the friendship ended or whatever.
Yeah.
But I always think that too. I'm like, I want a network. I don't know anybody, but I'm like, I would love a network of podcasts.
But I loved like her explanation. Lilah was like, movies take years to make, and the Taj Mahal wasn't built in a day. Like, it took years to make that.
See,
I was like,
that's kind of troll. That's kind of camp.
Same,
It's kind of,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, I think, right?
I think so too.
I don't think she's comparing herself to the Taj Mahal.
Yeah, I think the Hunger Games or something.
Right.
Like, I don't know. I think the line between trolling and serious is like so blurry with her sometimes. I guess like very you. Like sometimes people couldn't tell, So
And I think it like gets amplified or triggered when you're like in hot water. You're like, well, let me just troll so people don't know who I really am. Like, was that me trolling at the wedding, or is that really me? You know what I mean? Like, I think maybe that's where it's coming from. I don't know.
But I think like I don't know, like getting people mad. I think used to like be a better strategy, I guess, for like. Basically like pre-2020, pre-sum up cancellations, like, being a little trolly, like got you views and you could kind of like consistently get views, but now people just get mad then they like turn off, so it's
that's true. They turn off, and it's also just something that follows forever. Even me doing it pre-2020, it's like really does just follow me forever. So I always just think it's a bad look. Like I talk about that Pearl girl doing it. Lilah's a little more like cute and fun doing it or whatever, but yeah, trolling definitely.
Also, there's a big difference because you always did it about yourself to yourself.
Yeah, that's true.
And
I always say
there's
that.
people that do it to others, and then it's a bit problematic. People get more,
That's true.
more
Like,
upset, and there's actually somebody that got hurt by it, like the wedding. Like there's somebody that actually
That's
was
true.
at
You're
the
like-
end of that
right.
troll.
Wasn't like going around
what
at
is it,
people's-
a prank or
yeah.
So yeah, there's a big difference.
Yeah. I mean, I guess so, right? I don't think the wedding was a troll, but I think maybe that like triggered her to start like trolling a little more, or the Tana fallout, maybe because people were constantly harassing her. So she's like, let me just give them the troll they want or something. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's what I'm. And are people? I mean, and she has a podcast too. You kind of think like, oh, I don't know. It's kind of like how we are. I don't know who, like, maybe with the BFFs, not that we were ever beefing with them, but like for a minute, you kind of have like a back and forth. And so,
oh yeah,
right? I don't know. Did we ever use them in a title? Maybe not.
I don't know if we did.
Probably
use
not.
them
I was in their title, which I think is slay. I was like, wow. I think Drew Bronson said it. It's like, it's always kind of cool when you like think, oh, my name gets views. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I'll take it. But yeah, Lilah, I mean, keep talking about it, I guess. I don't know.
Maybe we should talk about us next. And then like, oh my God.
Lilah, I like always loved you. We're cool, girl. Yeah, but when something's like such a big topic, like you have to comment on it, I think she knows like by now, like that obviously was not the move.
Which part? The wedding part?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I think especially once like Alex and Cover are like saying it too, like you kind of just have to like concede.
Which could also like trigger her. That's why I think when her video, she, it was my gift of love, and like they should have talked to me. Like I feel like that's a little triggering because it's like embarrassing a little bit, right? Like,
yeah, I see.
Which to this morning, my makeup artist was like, you should do the I'm embarrassed sound because I'm embarrassed from Inside Out or something. Is that a new emotion?
Oh.
There's a
yes,
sound
yes,
that's like,
yes,
I'm embarrassed. I mean, I guess it's a pink person
Yes.
in a gray hoodie. But then I looked up the embarrassed emotion, and it's a very large.
Yes.
I used to saying I look like embarrassed because I'm pink and I'm large today. Because I was like, that's cute. Yeah, I'll do it. And I was like, oh, okay. That would be my emotion. I don't watch Inside Out because I don't really watch cartoons. But I was like, we were talking about all the emotions they were giving them to me. And I'm like, I think embarrassed would be my biggest emotion for sure. Like, I get embarrassed. I can remember things I was embarrassed for when I was 8 years old. Like, I will always remember when I've been embarrassed. And, like, I hate being embarrassed. And I get embarrassed easily. So I think that's my biggest one. What's your biggest emotion?
Definitely anxiety. Anxiety was
Really?
the main character of Inside Out.
Okay, main character energy over there.
Anxiety was going through it. Like she was like,
Really?
yeah.
Who was her voice?
Maya Hawke from Stranger Things.
Oh, that's fitting. Her voice
yes,
sounds, yeah.
and like the little depiction of like anxiety, like she just looked like a quirky orange girl, and I was like, this is kind of Maya Hawke vibes. Like, I don't know, she has like 70s like quirky aesthetic.
Yeah.
But this is so specific, but there was like a video of her when she went to the Met Gala, not this year, last year, and it was like almost like a. Not even saying like as a shade, like it almost looked like a toilet paper dress. Like it was like a long like strip of fabric, like white train, and she would like the way she walked out of the hotel, like, and everyone was like Maya, Maya, and then she just like flipped her hair and like strutted into the bus, and then it was like the long train of like toilet paper, and it was like a whole thing of like she really thought she was eating, which I think she was kind of eating, but
I love even whether you're
she's
not
a
or not
quirky.
eating when you just think you're
You
eating.
know what?
I think that's everything.
you know what? That is actually
That's confidence.
so true.
Yeah.
I
Like watch.
Yeah.
She like
Yes.
I think you have to. She probably
Especially-
felt it too. She probably felt it.
Yeah. You know what? Because people were saying it was like kind of cringy, but you actually flipped me on it. Now I'm like, yes, even if it's cringy, as long as you are like believe it yourself and you
Yeah.
are like just embodying it, It's a serve.
Dedicate, yeah, all the way. That's what I think too. That's what I would do. Like, because you have to feel good. Like, if you're at the Met Gala, you probably feel good about yourself. No one feels bad about themselves. And honestly, toilet paper is such a serve. Wouldn't that be so cool if like the dress was designed by Charmin or something like that?
Yeah.
And I have my bling toilet paper. Okay, next year at the Met, I have my bling toilet paper. That would be so cute. An all toilet paper dress. I love it.
I would be into that. Yeah.
I would love it. There's very few plus size representation at the Met. Me and Lizzo commented on my TikTok.
I saw
Did
that.
You see?
Yes,
I
about
love
your
that you
hair
saw
clips.
that. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I was gagged. She doesn't follow me either. I was like, did that just come up cross on her thing? Because that was she loved the hair clips. Amazon girl, as Amazon. But Dr. Miami, like that TikTok of Chaperone, like got like weirdly people that don't even follow me commenting. Like I was
wild.
like, yeah, Dr. Miami was like commenting. I was like, I don't know. It was very cool. Maybe they thought it was really Chapel. Maybe they thought it was her.
Maybe.
You know?
You did sell it.
Thanks. I really tried. But Lilah, well, you know.
Always wishing her the best, so genuinely.
Always. Genuinely, because again, I do feel like, I mean, obviously Tana and Brooke have like, there were more personal issues. Like, I don't know it, but obviously they know who personally, so there was more like just personal issues. And I think they handled it, what I can see, Tana and Brooke just said like, you know, the friendship fell out, whatever. And it seemed like Lilah the same way. They're not really like talking about it, which is like good and classy. But in general, I think she just maybe gets like, you know, I don't know. Maybe I just have a soft spot for her. I feel like there's certain people I'm just a little more like softer on because I'm just like, oh, well.
That's just Lilah.
That's Lilah. Yeah. That's just JoJo. I have a little soft spot for JoJo shoes sometimes.
Me too.
You know?
As much as like I give JoJo crap, I still like. I know that she's smart, and I know that she has the ability to serve, and I know that her like moment of like artistic slay is coming.
I agree.
At some point, I think like she's gonna ride this like, you know, cringy bad girl wave, but I think the next one she's gonna really shock everyone and be like, she's gonna like let her hair down, and she's gonna change the way she dresses, and she's gonna like really slay
and be more like authentic. I feel like you do predict this kind of stuff. Like you predict
I
things.
just feel it.
You predicted Octopus to be huge. Like first episode, you're like, he's gonna be big. And I was like, yeah, I don't know if you said it out loud, but I remember you said to me, like, no, that kid's gonna blow up. I'm like, really? Like, he does like impressions of like Abraham Lincoln or something. I was like, okay, that's random. And he did. Look at you. You predicted that. You predicted Taylor and Travis, that her athlete era.
You're right.
You are very good at the predictions.
And I'm good at predicting who's not. Like, I could have clocked Clinton Kane, like, freaking years ago. Zach saying, yeah.
Right, Zach saying. Well, you know, maybe one day. I know someone's like, Trisha sometimes defends the wrong people, or she plays devil advocate for the wrong people. I'm like, sometimes I just try to see both sides. Look, I'm always Team Brooke, and like Clinton is like obviously, in my opinion, a psychopath. But I think like I try. I'm like, okay, well, in my opinion, I thought he had a good song, but. Yeah, you're right. Maybe sometimes I shouldn't. Another person I have a soft spot for that maybe, not a soft spot, but maybe people thought I had a hot take on is did we talk about James Charles? Wait, do I have deja vu?
We didn't talk about him yet.
On Patreon, did we? No.
Not on Patreon. It was, I think your episode of Canceled. You talked about and Jeff's episode.
And that's where it was. Okay, so
yeah,
I did see some people. There was like a little clip of me defending James, and sometimes she defends the wrong people, and it's like. Sometimes maybe, but sometimes I get a little soft spot, like because we just came out of Dramageddon, where I just think
yes, you're in the 2019.
Yes, where that's where I'm like, God, I wish I could go back to 2019 and have sympathy for James when no one else did, because maybe like I always say that started his villain story. But I feel sad about it. And then even the little clip with Jeff, I kind of felt a little bit, only because I've also been in that situation, obviously the reverse way, like where like. Maybe a gay guy pretended to flirt with me or whatever, or like me for whatever reason. But you like truly feel it, right? You're like, oh, I hooked up with this person, I kissed this person, whatever. Like maybe they like me, so I get where it was coming from. So like, I have sometimes I just defend people when I feel like maybe they've been hurt. Because I think two things can be true, right? You can like be an awful, like an icky person, which
even a broken clock is.
Right,
correct twice a day. So
yes.
It doesn't mean, because we're not just canceling somebody like they're awful all the time. Every decision they made was bad. No, there might have been a few times that they were right or they were hurt.
Yeah, but I do feel I think him deleting that like apology video where he said, yeah, this, I did text him when he was like underage, and then like deleting it. So it's like he took accountability, but then deleted it and then act like that never happened and stuff like that. I was like, okay, that's kind of.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, because like I think he did that one, then he deleted that one, and then the one that came up, I think he had another one where I don't know if it was the same one or a different one, where he said like these people like lied about their age. Like I asked him and they said they were 18 and then they ended up not. And I know that for sure there was certain circumstances where he was getting like baited by guys just to be able to like have the screenshot and like be like,
Yeah.
oh, look at James Charles, you know.
Yeah, it sucks.
But out of like, I do believe he was baited, but there's so many other like circumstances that I'm like, some of these kids like have to be telling the truth. Like they can't all be fake, right?
Yeah.
Like there's just so many.
I mean, there was definitely one. He was like, yeah, I should have checked the age.
Yeah.
So I think he knows, and I think he said in interviews that he like likes young looking guys, and it's just like if that's the case, like you just really gotta like check it. Also, when you're famous too, or like I guess not famous, but like have a following, you just gotta be careful in general. Like talking to fans, it's kind of like. Anyways,
I saw James's other thing now is like, because he got in trouble for like screaming about Joe Biden in a TikTok, and then like he had to delete it because he was just like,
oh, he deleted it.
Yeah.
Kevin McHale called him out. The guy who played the wheelchair kid in Glee.
yeah, everyone was really coming
he's like,
for
you
him.
say you know nothing about politics without saying nothing. And I was like, ooh, I want to know what is happening here.
Yeah, it's like, if you're gonna scream about it and like come from like a place of like authority, like you know what you're talking about, like you kind of have to be like unclockable.
Was he in the wrong?
Yeah, because he just blamed like Joe Biden for stuff that like technically like just he couldn't do. Like it was technically like Donald Trump stuff. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, he goes, oh my gosh, Biden just said he would reinstate Roe versus Wade if he was president. You are president.
Do it now.
Do it now. And I was like, that's good point actually. And then I saw the other people and I was like, okay, there's judicial branches and checks and balances. But it sounded convincing. I was like,
That's the problem.
true.
See,
That's literally a child's thought. It doesn't work like that at all.
Honestly, it did make sense to me. I was like, that's actually kind of accurate.
It's
Like
the
he is like
Supreme
president.
Court. I mean,
Wow.
yeah.
Not everyone knows about Supreme Court. Okay, do you know about this too? I don't know. Okay, so
well, I know I know like I know very like the surface level of things.
okay,
you know?
so Trump is the one who banned.
Yes.
Took it away.
Yeah. And it bleeds over into like Biden's like term because like the Supreme Court is mostly like really conservative Republicans or whatever, and there's people that Trump reinstated. I think he reinstated a couple in there, so that's why it's like over the majority is like Republican. So it's not like
because they're
Biden
there for
can't pass
life.
it. Yeah.
The judges in the Supreme Court are there for life.
Really?
And you only have
Yeah.
once in a lifetime opportunity to submit somebody to it.
How old are they?
And on Trump's watch, basically 2 have expired, and he had 2 to reinstate.
They died?
So they
Does
have
expired
to.
mean they died?
They have
Yes.
to. So
Why did you say expired?
I don't know. That's
That
how
was
that's what came to my
Too
mind.
expired.
I'm like, I see them as.
Okay.
So anyway, but so he turned the whole court into a more conservative court, and they made that choice.
So what do we do about that? How do we? Nothing can be
It's
done.
It's like lottery. It's just a matter of luck. If you get to reinstate the judge, if when Democratic are in power, that it happens or not.
Yeah, it's wild.
It's draw of the luck. It's crazy.
Yeah, and there's like arguments about like expanding it, whatever. I don't know, but that's the thing. Like, I would never go on TikTok and scream about politics. I'm like, I don't know. Like, I would,
Right.
Yeah, like I wouldn't go on like the Hassan show and be like, yeah, Hassan, like Supreme Court, like what's the like, I
Right.
wouldn't have a conversation with him about like the judicial branches because I just don't know that much.
Wow.
So it's like.
yeah.
I don't know why James decided to get in his activist era, but I think we got to back up. Like, let's just work on like
Right.
the course correcting all the other like scandals before we get into like the activism of it all.
I think this is like one instance where like you shouldn't just think you ate. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like he had the confidence, but maybe, and he thought he ate, but it was like because honestly I thought so too. It was convincing, but
That's why like
Yeah.
he came across so like authoritative. So because
and he was so angry, he's so
Yes.
frustrated at Biden, and I'm like I feel the frustration.
and like I was just like what, and then I went to look at his other TikToks, but I thought that's his thing now. Like he is yelling and like upset about things in his TikTok.
Wow,
He was
rebrand.
screaming at his car. He was screaming about his Tesla. He's like, Tesla's telling me I can go from
Yes.
Palm and I'm like, what? That's like his new.
No, that's right. We saw that one. He's like, you guys, how does this make sense? It's 9% battery, but also like I'm like, and he's like showing that I have no idea how Teslas work, and I was just like, what is happening? He's like, I'm coming back from Palm Springs, and this doesn't make sense. Like, why would it be an hour and a half if it's 9%?
It sounds like with those alt math problems. If a train drives in this speed and
Yeah.
that
I'm
distance,
like,
when
it's-
will you get there?
Like it's just like an estimate. Like if you have the air on, if you're
yeah,
like
it depends how fast you like.
yeah, and you're also like sitting in your car wasting battery right now, like because you're just like sitting in park making this weird TikTok.
You should know that the AC actually does with gas cars too.
Same
I never
with
knew
gas,
that.
yeah.
I remember Mom would always turn the AC off if we were running low on gas, and I was like, what? And like, why was
Malibu?
that? No, did I say my mom?
Oh, your mom.
What did
thought you
I
said
say?
Alabama. I was like, wow. Conservative queen.
She's driving now.
She's in the front, just
Eco-friendly queen. Live for her.
I'm all about being eco-friendly these days. Now that I do have a daughter, I was like, you know what? Let's try and save the environment a little bit. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know what can be done. Well, they're not sponsored this one, but Liquid Death, they murder your thirst and kill plastic bottles.
Yeah, because you can recycle the cans.
Yeah. Love that. So I was
Yeah.
like, you know what? That kind of makes sense, actually. So Liquid Death's not sponsoring today, but I like that they are a sponsor because they're doing something that's good for the environment.
Yeah.
You know, we're trying to keep this earth around a little longer, I guess.
And save the dolphins and whales.
All of it.
and
The
all of them.
turtles.
Yes, the turtles.
I think no one cares about the turtles because the straws are back everywhere. Everyone has plastic straws again.
Yeah.
But there's probably like plastic bottles in the ocean that are
Like
probably worse.
Bretman Rock was really going for the turtles for a long time, but there's only so much Bretman Rock can do.
He follows me now on TikTok.
Live for that.
Yeah, should we have him on? He
We
doesn't come much
should.
though over to the mainland.
Yeah, he doesn't. He's.
He should.
I
love him. He's
I
so
saw
beautiful.
a photo of his boyfriend. Oh my god.
Oh, really? What's he look like?
Like just tall, ripped,
Oh.
like huge, like back, shoulders, like 6-pack, like muscular, ripped guy. And Bretman's also like ripped too.
Yeah, no, his body's crazy.
He is so strong.
He's got that long, luscious hair.
Like,
he's actually
just living
beautiful.
his life.
Yeah.
Yeah, like so gorgeous and like living just that. We were talking earlier the meaning of life. Like Bretman Rock has it nailed down.
Oh, yeah.
Truly minding his business, great, like looks good, great family, fun family.
Yeah.
Has those little animals, beautiful house, beautiful boyfriend.
Yeah,
He's
he's
got
in
it figured
Hawaii.
out.
So I'm saying
just like,
the gardening and the farm life. I mean,
Yes.
that's the best you can do in life.
Oh, for sure. I know. I would love to just live in Hawaii, but we're not supposed to go there, right? If we're not islanders, we're just not supposed to go live over there.
I don't know. That's another whole thing.
You need to be a billionaire. You need to be
Yeah.
like Zuckerberg,
But then they're
Oprah. You know,
They're the wrong billionaires, like the Oprahs
yeah,
and
you
stuff.
need to like burn down a whole, neighborhood. and-
Allegedly or something. I don't know. We don't. Bebe Rexha going off on the music industry. She's another one that was, when we first started, she like reached out and was like, I want to come on the podcast. I was like, absolutely yes. And then we kind of lost touch. But then when I had Elvis, she was literally the first person to be like, congratulations.
Oh, wow.
Like on a text. So I love Bebe Rexha. She's in the news again because she says she's going to expose the music industry. I wish she would. Honestly, I read a thread. I love Twitter for this reason. The thread. The one you sent me, like Chapel. Like I love threads where you can like really go into detail. And maybe you sent it to me. You sent it to me.
You, yeah.
The Bebe Rexha one of just like all the times that the music industry just totally like failed her because she's like this like song like a singer songwriter. She's been for like so many years, I guess since like 2013. But the one that stood out to me was, do you remember when Britney Spears performed with G-Eazy? And I didn't even know it was a Bebe Rexha song. She did that song. It's like me, myself, and I.
Yes.
Dun, dun, dun. I had no idea that was Bebe Rexha's part. She didn't even know they were performing it. They didn't tell her.
know?
And she's like, probably because they were scared I was gonna say no, so they didn't tell me until like after. She's obviously it's Britney, so whatever. But like basically didn't get like any money or anything for it because they didn't like run it by her or something like that. I'm like, that's so. Because that was like her song.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow. And she was, yeah, they didn't. And then the stuff with Jeezy that she went out last time. I don't know. There was just so many things where they didn't push her album. They didn't push, like, they didn't give her a budget for her music video. So she paid for her own music videos. Like, it's actually kind of weird how much they, like, suppressed her and stuff like that. And still to this day. And she did say, and I even tweeted her, I was like, girl, do you want to come on the podcast now or whatever? Because she said a lot of people have been asking for interviews. She goes, so if you talk about me, I just mention her music. So her new music is In the Drama, which I love that. She's in the drama. She started the drama, or she's in the drama. She's in the drama. You know, the music industry started it. She's in it. So if you want to expose the music industry, you can come on Just Trish, because we love an exposing segment.
Yeah, I remember, like, she wrote the Eminem Rihanna song Monster.
What?
I'm friends with them. Yeah, and there was like her own version. I guess she did the demo of it.
Oh.
And I remember on like the Tumblr days, like hearing that, and I really liked her version of it. That's the first time I like heard of her.
Wow.
But it's crazy. Like people are. She's another one. Like stands can be like shady towards like, oh, Bebe, whatever. But like she actually has written so many like hit songs. Same as like a Meghan Trainor. Like, yeah, like people want to like clown on their discography or something. But then if you see their writing credits, like they've written a lot of like #1 songs that may not be theirs, but they're the ones that are behind it. You know,
songwriting is crazy too. Like that's like you wrote Monster with Rihanna and Eminem. Like that's
that was a
crazy.
huge song. Yeah. And that was like her first like one too. You know what I mean? Like her first like big writing credit is like a #1, like Rihanna, Eminem, 2 biggest artists of the time, you know?
Wow, that is wild. I didn't know that either. I was first aware of her. I think the first episode of this podcast, you said something about her
with her
boyfriend, fat shaming her, and I didn't know really. I guess I heard I knew her songs. I guess maybe I didn't know her name or something like that, and I was like immediately on her side because I was like, oh, this who fat shames her, and like she does get fat shamed, and she's like literally not fat again, and I'm like, this is so bizarre to me. People say that with Meghan Trainor too. They were like, isn't this crazy that in 2014 like this was considered like
was
the fat
curvy girl.
anthem?
Yeah.
Yeah, curvy.
She was
They're
the
like,
face of like fat, which is crazy because like
body
literally,
positivity.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm in a corset and like so like tiny waist.
Yeah.
And it is wild, I know. And we're still there. 10 years later in 2024, Nicola Coughlan is like the
True,
face
yeah.
of the
Plus size
actresses.
actresses.
Interracial. Oh my god, the fat girl with the thing. I was like, what? Like she's literally. Anyways, I guess that's good. I mean, whatever. I guess there's different body types in a size 0, which is we appreciate, but to call someone like fat or plus size and stuff like that is like, okay, we're like going a little nuts.
Yeah. I feel for Bebe though. I hope she's kind of like a Tana. It's like whenever they do expose everything, it'll be like a huge, because they like Bebe has gone through a lot. Like just as a songwriter, she's been in so many like writing rooms. She's written for so many artists. I remember too. There was like. I forget which song was it. It was like "Hey Mama" or something, I think, with like Nicki Minaj. But then that was another one where like she was on it and her voice is on it, but at first they wouldn't put her name on it. It was like they just put like the bigger like Nicki and someone else. I forgot who else was on it.
So weird.
Yeah, and then like she had to like bring it up, and then they finally like added her featuring Bebe Rexha, whatever.
Oh my god!
But it was like her voice was on it. Like
that's
and
wild.
She wrote it. Yeah,
that is so wild to me. Like, why wouldn't she get the credit? Especially like now that she has kind of like made a name for herself. She's out there. People know who she is. Like, why are they still like suppressing her? Like, it's so weird.
It's sad.
And she still writes. I mean, obviously she's still writing it, right?
Yeah, she's still like releasing music and stuff too. So
wow, I love Bebe. Like I said, even before I knew what song she sang, I was like, I love this girl. Like I love her, and yeah. And she congratulated me when I gave birth, which I was like, it was so random. I had her from literally like last September, and it was literally the first text I got. Someone saying congratulations.
That's so sweet.
Yeah, I was like. That was what I was most excited about for so long. I was like, oh my god, Bebe Rexha on the podcast, because I really did start deep diving when I thought like it was a possibility, and then it ended up just getting really busy and stuff like that. But I deep dived into her so much last year, and I was like, oh, I really like this girl, just everything about her, and just I don't know. Also, just like her TikToks, and she does seem like very just like real, like just a normal person. I know everyone's a normal person, but she seems super real. Like, I was just like just chilling and hanging out.
Do you know Lily Allen?
I know.
That song's At First I Feel Bad for a While. And I just smile.
She's British.
Yes.
Her brother was on Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I think
Alfie Allen. Oh, wow. That is some deep lore that you know.
I knew because I was like, oh, his sister's Lily Allen. Again, I told you, I like this guy like Game of Thrones. So I like dug deep into it. Was he the one that got his, or he?
Yes. Yeah. Chop the spoiler, I guess.
Spoiler. Why do they do that?
I don't know. Game of Thrones is wild, though. Yeah. They just be slicing and dicing over there.
That was crazy. Everyone likes that show. That should be a red flag. If someone says they like Game of Thrones, be like, why?
I mean, it is a really popular show.
But like kind of sick, right? Right.
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess it's better than liking Dahmer or something. I don't know. Lily Allen. So yeah.
So she just joined OF specifically for her feet pics. And
actually, because everyone always says they want to join. Like Chloe's like, I want to join for feet pics, but no one actually does. So she actually
did. Yeah, because she is married to David Harbour, who is like, he was the sheriff on Stranger Things. Yeah. And I guess like in their vacation photos, like she had her like feet on his like Instagram story. And then she ended up just like posting herself, like her feet herself, and said La Dolce Fita. And then she put a little link to like her OF, and she's selling feet pics on there. Like actually.
Do you know how much? What kind of feet pics are we seeing? Is it just her feet, or is she doing stuff with her feet?
Oh, $10 a month. That's not terrible.
Okay. I wonder how much she's making. Does it say?
Oh gosh, she only has 7 posts up so far, but it has like 100 likes on her post, so 10. And like on OF, not everyone is like engaged, like likes or comments or whatever.
Right, sure.
So
wait, how many likes was it?
She gets like 100 likes, and she has subscription is $10 a month. I feel like it's probably like double the likes is what it normally is. You think?
Like what normal people get?
To likes.
Oh,
yeah. Because I feel like not everyone likes, like they just view.
Right. I guess 100. I think that's pretty good, especially for feet stuff.
Yeah, for only 7 photos.
Was she? How popular is she? I guess I don't know, like her popularity. Like, is she?
I don't know, like the scale of popularity either. I think being married to David Harbour, he's like in Marvel and Stranger Things, which is like.
What's he in Marvel?
He is in the he's with Florence Pugh in a movie.
She's everywhere too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like her.
So I think he's. Especially like the nerd demographic, I imagine between those two.
That's true.
Right?
You're married to that person, and like, I get to see your wife's feet. But then also, to me, when people say, "Oh, I would show my feet," I'm like, okay, but that's not what people want to see. Like, maybe there is a small like niche, but I would feel like the majority of people want to see sex on OF.
I guess I don't know,
or not. Maybe not.
Or not. Maybe there's a big market for it. I don't know.
Feet.
But someone commented. because like on your Instagram stories, you always post your feet or something, or like on the
I?
Patreon, yes, you always dogs are out.
Really?
And people are like, Trisha, why don't you should be like selling that? Like someone said that.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess I never view feet as sexual.
I don't either, but
yeah, I guess I did post my feet the other day, but now that you say it, I'm like, oh, that's like kind of weird. Like I literally was just like showing my feet, but I was like, it's just not like sexual. Like if I show my toes getting a pedicure or something.
I think it was from the perspective of a girlie saying that you should like sell them.
Oh, like they're trying to help me monetize it.
Yes, they're looking out for
Well,
that.
I'm not in the market to monetize off sexuality anymore, but more power to everybody. I've been there, done that. And I don't think my feet are the desired kind because they're called, someone told me they're called Flintstone feet where they're like short and flat and that's not the desired look.
Oh, yeah.
They like long toes.
I don't think I have like the desired
What's
look
yours?
either. Also like wide and like, yeah.
I don't think the width is what people are looking for.
No.
Maybe
like the
somebody.
narrow and the arch, I feel like, yeah.
Those long toes.
Yeah,
and-
like the Margot Robbie. Everyone always talks about her is because of like everything she's in. She always shows her feet or
Really?
something. Yeah.
Uma Thurman was like that too in all of Quentin Tarantino's movies, like always feet.
Who was? What did I just see? Oh, Halsey was doing like a parody of like early 2000s.
Oh.
And she like said like go rate my whatever the feet website or whatever. She was like,
Oh, what is it?
I forget what it's
Oh,
called.
wiki feet or something.
Something like yeah, where you like rate them or something. So
Was she showing her feet?
No, she was just saying like go rate my feet 5 stars or something. I don't know.
I saw something with Halsey recently too. She had like pink hair.
Yes.
What was that for?
So she's teasing. She's in the new movie Maxine, the Mia Goth movie, and then she's also like in the midst of like a new era, but. She's like covering Britney Spears like Lucky and like
That's what it
Britney
was, yeah.
followed her. So people are like, oh, maybe they're collabing or something. I don't know.
Yes, right. That's what I heard. I saw it on TikTok and I was like, wait, is this Britney Spears Lucky? So, but she's singing it though. Halsey's
Yeah.
singing it.
Yeah.
Love that she's using it. Oh my god, that'd be crazy if they came out with music.
I know, and they've like interacted before, like a couple years ago, like just being sweet. So
You like
can see
Halsey?
it. I do like her. She's really sweet. She's another one, almost like a Bebe Rexha that like got a lot of hate. Like it's like cyclical. Like she came out, she was really big. She was like the alternative girl, and then people were like hitting on her because like her voice is too alternative. And
like trying to. Is she the girl at the mall that's singing?
Yes,
That's really her.
Yes, that's her.
Because I always saw that go around, and then I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe this Halsey. I'm like, but like Halsey's huge, so.
I got to start from somewhere.
What was the song she was singing?
I forget what it was called.
I just saw it the other day.
There it is.
Time on me, already the voice inside my head. Spend time on me, already the voice inside my head.
Very
I
Trish
like
coded.
She's like mimicking him, which I like. She's
The
just
way
like,
she's like
"Nah."
like standing, like.
That's why I was like, that doesn't even seem like her because it doesn't even look like a performer. It just looks like this like alternative kid. Like, watch me, and like she's just like it just looks like someone who wouldn't be good, but she's cute.
That
I
is
like
so
it.
funny.
She gave a verse, a chorus. That's
was-
wild. If someone asked me to sing in the mall, I'd be like, absolutely not. You are insane.
Really?
Yes.
If someone came up and was like, "Please, can you sing I Love
Absolutely
You, Jesus?"
not. That's so weird.
You wouldn't sing I Love You, Jesus.
Absolutely not. That's first of all, one, it's just uncomfortable. Like you're right in front of me, and they're recording me with the phone. I'm like, I can't even do it now. That's so weird. It's
Oh my
so weird.
God.
Never. No, it's like even like FaceTime. I'm like, it's just weird. But then to be like, can you sing your own? Like it's very much giving Haley Bailey asking Joseph Quinn to say like, Haley, wake up. It's like what? Like. I think that happened to another TikToker with Austin Butler. He wanted him to sing with him on the red carpet.
Oh, yes.
And he's like, how about you sing?
Yeah.
Like, because it's just, what? Like, that's his craft. That's what he's nominated for an Oscar for. He's not going to just do it for you on the red carpet like a monkey, like a performing monkey. Like, it's just, I don't know. I love that she did it, though, is what I'm saying. And then not only did she do it, she gave chorus, verse, outro, and I was like, yeah, that's right. No, that's so cringe. It's because I think that's what Harry Daniels made his whole career of, is just being cringe, just people singing at you. Like, that's the most awkward thing. I don't care if you're like my favorite singer. I don't care if you're The Weeknd. If The Weeknd was like, I'm gonna just sing a little song to you and just started singing, I'd be like, no.
What? But you always want to sing with people.
That's so different. That's like we're having a key. It's fun. Like, we talk about songs. Like, oh my god, we love the song. Like, sing together. But if I'm like, if I see The Weeknd and I'm like, oh, can you sing like Blinding Lights? Like, that's weird.
Like you mean asking him?
Asking him.
Asking, and also in public. It's
In
very different
public.
than making content. It's like
On the red carpet, I see Austin Butler. Oh, can you sing a little Can't Help Falling in Love? Like, I don't know. There's just everything about it's cringy for them, for you.
What if Austin Butler asked you to sing on the red carpet?
Yeah, but that's so different, right? He's like, sing a little Elvis with me, baby.
then
I'd be
you're
like,
honored.
yeah.
It's an honor.
Of course. That's what I'm saying. But like, Right. I know what you're saying. I guess like I'll say like, but even with like Olivia, right, who sang with me, Olivia O'Brien, and, like I don't think I would ever ask her to sing with me. Like she wanted to sing, and I was like, wait, really? Like no one wants to sing, especially a singer. I wouldn't ask to sing with me because. Again, that's like their craft, and like they don't want to like if they're not like pitch perfect, they haven't practiced, they haven't warmed up. Maybe they don't want their voice to sound like a certain way. I don't know. That's just like in my head. For me, it's just cringy. Like I don't want that tape to get out there and be like, wow, Trisha's really just singing to anybody. No one cares. You know, I don't know, something like that. It's just. I don't know, right? I would, yeah, no. I think because even one of my favorite clips on TikTok is, do you know Rainy Rodriguez?
Yes, of course.
Queen.
The salsa quinceañera
Yes!
baila.
Fiesta, salsa, quinceañera, baila, siente el ritmo, ponte a sonreír, ven conmigo. It's like that.
Oh, you know it?
That's all I know.
Spanish speaking over there. You're like, I don't know Spanish. I'm no Sambo kid, but you're like, I was learning it today because it's like literally so catchy, but even that song is like a little awkward when she says on the red carpet. But I do love when she ends it and she's like, ven conmigo, something like that. Like, it was very like
Slade,
but also awkward. Yeah, confident for sure. Love it. I want to do a remix of it. It's so good. But that one, the Halsey one, I always saw it and I was like, oh my God, that's like so cringe. I feel so bad for that 2010 like emo kid that has this out there forever. And then someone's like, it's Halsey. I was like, what the hell? I'm more
I feel
iconic.
bad for the 2010
Yeah, because I was like, oh no, it's probably like this embarrassing thing that someone did like years ago. They hated it's out there. I wonder if she ever commented on it. It's not embarrassing.
She tweeted
did.
about it, yeah.
Oh, she did.
What did she say? She said, okay, so the mall video, let's get into it. I was a teenager and I had never sang in front of people like that before, and I had terrible stage fright, so my voice was shaking, even though it was a mall, not a stage. I actually don't mind because it's sort of sweet, I guess.
It is sweet. It
It's
is sweet.
sweet.
But that's what I'm saying. It's kind of like she's never sang in front of people, so it's like this shaky voice that it's endearing, and especially now that you're a superstar and you like made your name off being like a singer, that's cool, but I always saw that clip. I'm like, oh my God. Like clips of me singing when I was younger, I'd be so embarrassed by. I mean, I wouldn't care, but I also don't make my career off singing. So.
I was going to say, clips that you see, but meanwhile, you have crazy clips of you out there.
I guess it's just different when you're like a singer. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Not just me, just like, you know. No, but definitely would never sing to you. Don't ask. Never ask me in public to sing to you. That's so embarrassing for everybody involved, and like including my.
That's a good PSA because I would think that you would be down to sing because you always are trying to get people to sing with you here. So I feel like people would think that you'd be wanting to sing.
I guess if it's like not my own song, maybe, possibly, but it'd be like singing with them and they couldn't be like just filming me. I don't know. It'd be like, I don't know. I can't, no one's ever asked. We'll say that way. That's never been a circumstance. And like, thank God for that. You know what I mean? But, you know, if you want to sing to me, that's fine. Like if you're a fan that wants to sing to me.
Like a Harry Daniels.
Yeah, totally.
Yes.
Harry Daniels slay all day. He's like the industry plant. Oh my God, should I talk? Well, I don't know. I guess we won't talk about it. Did you see that? I think the person who wants me on their podcast. We won't talk about it. I don't know if I should. In the group chat, the person who wanted me on their podcast.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
I think it's camp, but that's just me.
But then I actually have said I don't like this person. Not her. I just think I don't get it.
Yeah, I think it's whatever.
I'm like, I don't get you, but like, I'm going to come on. I think this is a situation where the rule applies where if I ever talk bad about you, but you like me, then I like you again.
Yeah, same.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll just say that.
Yeah.
Kind of when I
Also,
want to call her daddy.
you don't know what the angle is because different interview has different angles, so you don't know what.
The way they presented it too was just like, just pick a place. I was like, okay, I'm
Be
setting
like,
it up.
Maybe that's
Come
how
to
it
Jeff's
happened.
Trish.
Maybe that's how the original happened. They're like, oh, come to my bed.
I should. Maybe in the bed. She probably done it. Well, anyways, people might know, but whatever.
I
in the bed.
I think it's fun. This is the summer of like, let's work it out on the remix, to quote Lord and Charlie XCX.
Yeah.
You know, it's like brat summer.
Yeah.
Girls squashing beef. Especially when it's like unserious. We talk about people talk about us. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day.
That's how I think, and that's like, we talked about that, right? Like people like Jake or Weber, like saying he didn't like me, like and think I was annoying. Like I do think it is like, yeah, it's a circle of life here on social media.
Yes.
It's like, you know, you talk about someone and, you know, then you collab, you're like, okay, you're kind of cool. Because the truth is everybody probably is kind of cool. Like I'm sure, like again, we haven't dug deep into James. I need to like rewatch everything. I'm still ick by James as of now, but it's like, yeah, you probably meet him. He's probably like nice. Like David Dobrik too. We'll put that as an example. Like you meet him and he's like, yeah, he's charming. Like people like him and he's charming and great. And you know, it's like, I don't know. You meet someone, they're probably nice to you. Like they're probably, especially if they're social media people, there's a reason people like them. So, anyways, maybe I'll do it.
I think it's camp.
I feel like even with Call Her Daddy, I was just like, hey, just so you know, there's definitely a clip of me being like, you're annoying.
Be like,
Why
hey,
are you?
I'll be here gardening. Join me.
Yeah,
You know,
right.
like
Gardening.
Yeah, like something very.
Maybe I'll eat.
Oh.
She's becoming more like female based, so maybe I like that.
Yeah.
She's turning, yeah. With girls, she seems to be a little more like real. not so character. The problem is a character is just hard for me to interact with. As we
I know you've said that. Yeah.
Terry Joe was an exception, but I think even with like. I said Colleen's face is just like the Miranda sings. I just don't want to interact with that. But said it then and said it now. But characters are just interesting in general. There was one on Impulsive. Who was that guy? Did you see that? There was like a weird guy that people say is a character, but it's not.
Donald Trump?
No, it just came out recently. It was like, I don't know. He's like kind of big on TikTok, and the whole thing was like this bit. He's like, "What are you guys doing after this?" And they're like. They were silent. He's like, okay, I'm going to go. You didn't see that?
No, I
saw
sure
it.
did
Yeah,
not see
saw it. Isn't he like a OG YouTuber?
Oh, I have no idea.
Tyler Oakley.
Matt? No,
Tyler was on there.
Wasn't Matt something? No, but I know what you mean.
Yeah, and then they're like, are you a character?
yeah,
and he's
right.
like, no. And then he was obviously being a character, I think. And they have weird people. I was like you said, they're having Trump on, but then you have this guy, like kind of weird. Did the Trump one come out? It didn't come up yet.
It did. It
I
just
thought
came
it
up on
did.
my For You page on YouTube.
I haven't seen any clips about
I
it.
haven't seen any
You
clips
got
about it
like
either.
5 million views as of now.
That's crazy. It hasn't been clipped unless TikTok doesn't like allow those clips or something. But like, you think it'd be clipped?
Or it's like a different side of
TikTok that we're not on. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw like a little bit of the debates, but like nothing.
it's it's wild that again the straight man privilege, I guess. I feel
Right.
like that we can't like your tweet when you were just like, oh, Joe Biden looked like Britney Spears,
Oh
and
my
everyone
God.
canceled you, but
Like,
Logan Paul.
Wow, worst take. Yeah, Logan Paul is Donald Trump. I'm like, yeah, it is wild. You're right.
No, I
You,
mean,
James.
in politics, you're always going to be 50% wrong. There's always going to be half of humanity that'll be against you.
I saw the story. So there is a TikToker. Her name is Zena. It just came across my FYP page. I wasn't looking. I never look for Zach Justice clips. If anything, I like always held off. We talked about him on Patreon, but I kind of always held off on talking about him because obviously he does Dropouts. You guys know I love Tara, so like it's not a reflection of her. I don't really watch Dropouts like that, so I don't know any of this. I didn't know the back history of any of this. Also, obviously, like there's people that are friends with him, but I don't think that those people should be held. But I was like held off because I just I didn't know too much about it. But when he came for the TikToker, Zena, who was talking about this, I was kind of like, this is a red flag. This is something where it should be like looked at further.
Yeah, so her handle is Zena Weena.
And it's like a lot of, we should put it on the screen because it's a lot of vowels.
yes.
Yeah.
She's like a smaller TikToker. She's not like a huge creator. I think the original TikTok that she did had like 1,000 views, she said, when Zach had seen it. So it was a smaller TikTok, and she basically was just doing like a timeline of Zach Justice's like friendship to relationship pipeline with Indiana, who was like the original co-host of Dropouts. And her whole angle was just like, this is strange. That's pretty much just what she was saying. She wasn't like accusing of anything illegal. She was just saying the whole point was basically it's just weird that you knew someone when they were 14 and you lived with them, and then you ended up dating them. That was basically the gist.
Because they weren't just co-hosts, they dated.
Yes.
Yes.
And then, like I
when
said,
she was 18.
Yes.
But also, yeah.
But also, what's his age? Because it's not like a high school sweetheart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, how old was he when she was 14?
7-year difference, so 21 when he first met.
And they go back and forth. He says we didn't start dating until we were 20, but there's obviously like TikToks of them, like where he's like smacking her butt
Yeah.
when she's about to turn 19 and all stuff. So
Zach saw this TikTok again when it was just had like 1,000 views, and then he found Zena like on Instagram and started like contacting her there, and he basically like reached out. He was like, this is a very situation, like call me about it, which is like, it's a lot to like reach out to a stranger. And then and I get from his perspective, like obviously like if you think someone is like spreading like misinformation about you and you think that you can like explain it at least to his benefit, they're like, reaching out to someone to kind of like, communicate and get like his point across. Like obviously he has a right to defend himself, but the calling, and like he was very adamant that like they need to talk on the phone about it. Which is just like kind of odd especially for like, a random, she's not like a huge creator with like a humongous platform.
yeah, she's replying like, I'm at a hair appointment, I can't, like I'll just DM, like I would never call just like a random influencer and talk to them or whatever. But also like that's when he starts seeing the manipulation. He's like, I would never manipulate someone. And then like literally 3 down, he's like, if you cared, you'd call me or something like that. And I was like, she doesn't know you. She's having a conversation with you in the DMs. Like it was just so weird, that whole thing. He's like, I knew it. You did it for the views, which like you said had like 1,000 views at the time. He also said that he's like, oh, and you called me a PDF file. And she's like, I never did. Like, that was one, projection on his point. Like, why? She never said that. And then 2, it's like, you make PDF file jokes all the time. Like, it was just, Yeah, it's hard because also he's like really well liked, and when you go against someone that's like really not even against, just like here's the thing, right? Like I was trying to think like the point of all this, like to bring it up because he will argue like whatever. I just think it's more of like it's a moment to talk about because all this is public. They're acting like it's not like none of this is wrong when it is wrong. And then my biggest red flag was him coming after the TikToker, which I feel like Indiana actually wasn't, her DM to the TikToker wasn't as bad as Zach's. I thought Zach's was like, he made my blood boil. I thought Indiana was pretty much just like, I want to talk, and then left it at that. But,
yeah, and his like explanation about it is like, separating like the dark jokes from like reality. He said, you can hate my dark jokes, totally fine. But insinuating I would ever have done anything so vile is damaging to real victims. Indiana will also talk to you as well if you'd like, but it needs to be a call.
The whole damaging to real victims thing also just irks me because that's also like super like manipulative and like gaslighting and stuff like that because it's like she's not, once again, that's why I'm saying I'm not saying Indiana's a victim. If this is 1 in 1,000 cases where she's like, I don't feel victimized, it was totally fine, perfect, whatever. Like that's fine if that's what she thinks and she stands by it. But it's also like, it's not demeaning to real victims because real victims of the situation happens because they think it's totally normal. Like myself, I'll put myself in the situation, might actually happen with like a teacher multiple times. But it's like when I was 13, I also thought like, oh, it was cool. Like I thought the teacher was cute. I thought, oh my God, an older man paying attention to me. Like I thought everything was fine. There's like, and then I have had 3 different teachers, and there was some that I was like, at the time, oh, it's kind of weird, they're touching me. But then there was some that I was like, I really enjoyed whatever time it was, and you think it's like completely normal. But obviously later on fell victim to it because like I didn't understand that it wasn't normal, and that I was like, whatever. Again, if Indiana still like, it's like that, whatever. The bottom line, 2 things. One is like obviously like him being, when I talked to Zena, I DM'd her and I talked to her because I commented like, this is wild. And she's like, oh, like, thanks for commenting or whatever. Like, no one's talking about this. So then I just asked her like, I'm probably talking about the podcast. Is there anything you want to convey? And she's like, really just like his aggressiveness towards her. She goes, I just wanted to come across like how aggressive he was towards me because it's like, I literally didn't call him any of these things. Like, I'm just pointing out facts that are like public information, which that was caught my eye a little more is because I was like, okay, why are they going so hard and projecting like her saying, oh, you're presenting wrong information when she didn't? She sent all of this stuff to me. Like the comments he made before she turned 18 were obviously very flirty on her Instagram. There was like so many things that they clearly had a friendship. And he said it himself. He was like she was about to have an 18th birthday. They were going to celebrate it with her. So you're clearly friends with this person before they're 18, but he acted like with her like they weren't. And I think for me, which we always talk about, is like being friends with people that are underage when you're of age. Like, there's like no excuse for that. There's like no reason to be friends with this girl that's like underage. You know what I mean? Like it's like if she's in this abusive relationship, which they said she was, it's like, you contact, her mother, her parents, someone to do something about it. It's like you as the boy. So then let's say, right, he saved her from this abusive relationship, right? But then he said, then I started to develop feelings for her. And I feel like that also is like a red flag because like you just don't allow yourself to develop feelings for someone you knew as a child who also you knew to be in an abusive situation. She just survived this abusive relationship. But you just like don't allow yourself to have those feelings. I don't think that's like an excuse. Like these feelings just started developing because you just don't allow it, right? Like, you have a what really crazy, I think it was number 141 of Dropouts, the deleted episode you sent me, where he was like, he said to her, it's like they're like talking about their breakup. He's like, I felt like I was raised, like I wasn't dating you, I was raising you. And I was like, that's the problem. That is like the problem, all of this, right? Is like, if you feel that type of way, if you feel like you're raising this girl, you have to like teach her things, help her, that's like the problem. And you knew her as a girl, as a child, and you're helping a child when like that's not really your place when like, they have parents and he knew her mom, he knew all this stuff like that. So I think there's so many issues. The fact that I'll say Zach's trying to defend it because, Indiana, I don't really want to like get into however she thinks. Zach's the adult. Zach's 29 now. And so he's very much adult like, and the fact that he was all the text exchange with this girl was like so manipulative. It was so crazy. Even at the end when he's like, I actually have some quotes on this too because it was actually like wild. It
says the point is basically they go back and forth for a while, and then when Zena basically like won't like just let up about the fact that she was just pointing out the facts, he says the point is, why do you try to find the negative in life? But I hope whatever is going on in your personal life you heal from and become happy with yourself.
Yeah, like that's so gaslighting, manipulative, all of that. Like, it's very much like, I'll pray for you. Like, you're obviously hurting. It's like, you're looking for the like, there's no negative. She's like, this is weird, which it is. You're 29 years old. Like, I'm 36 years old. Like, it's weird. Anyone will tell you. We said it with Tati, with James. She's 38, being friends with a 16-year-old. It's just weird. Like, I don't know. You, like, if it goes beyond, like, collaboration, like, whatever. There's a video still up on Indiana's channel when she was 16, and it's, like, romantic questions, and it's Zach and the other guy from Dropouts. So it's, like, it was weird. You guys, there was a flirty context to it, even if it wasn't. Like, I don't know. It's like this weird thing where, like, influencers can just do it. We talked about Dr. Disrespect on Patreon, where it's just, like, I don't know why they think, one, I don't know why it is that they're drawn to, like, underage girls, like teenage girls. And two, it's like, you don't form a friendship with them. Like, I don't know. And again, it's not even, like, a straight boy with a straight girl. It's like Tati, a straight woman, talking to a Colleen with Adam, you know, a straight woman with a gay boy. Like, it's just like inappropriate to have any sort of like level of that, because I mean, it could be debated or whatever, but it is a power imbalance in the sense, even if they're not famous or anything, that someone's older, and that's it. Like, there's that power dynamic of that.
Yeah. And to kind of like clean up the timeline, so in case anyone like doesn't know, so basically Zach was hired by Indiana's mom, because Indiana was like a content creator when she was younger, like starting at 14. She was on an Awesomeness TV show. So she had like a really young fan base. Obviously, Zach was hired by her mom. And then Zach also, like, as a part of the job, he lived in the same like apartment. And then where it gets like weird is that like he, in like his explanation to Xena and like the DM, said that he just like worked for the mom briefly, and that he didn't have much of a relationship. He didn't even have like a friendship with her and until she was 18, which like is just like proven false, just because like she was 17 when they started Dropouts. You don't start a podcast with someone you don't know. And then also his like post, he posted a TikTok for her 18th birthday, and there was like photos of their like friendship together, and they're obviously like very close. I think there was one where he had like a photo of them as his wallpaper on his phone. So like obviously they had like a deep connection already before she turned 18.
And there's a video on her channel when they're 16.
Yeah. So like regardless of like, obviously they say it's just friendship, like really anything romantic didn't happen until after. They still have like a deep friendship before she turned 18.
It should also be noted, it doesn't also like absolve you, just be like, we waited till they were 18. Like, that doesn't mean it's just like, okay. Like, I mean, Wilmer Valderrama used to use that excuse. Like, a lot of people would be like, we waited till they were 18. It's like, okay, so you knew them before. Like, just because you're like waiting, okay, now it's fine. It's like, obviously you had some sort of like, I don't know, you don't just meet someone when they turn 18, and like, especially because they were talking about spending her 18th birthday together. So, and then she ended up spending with her ex-boyfriend. So I was like, you know, I don't know. To me, it's just, that's what I don't like, is when people just try to, one, lie about it, two, try to excuse the behavior. It's like,
yeah.
Just,
and I think too, it's also odd because at first they had to know it was weird, because for at the beginning when they were dating, and like didn't go public with it, obviously when she was 18, whatever, like they were perpetuating this idea that they were siblings. So that also adds a really weird element. Like, I was like looking back at all the comments on like Zach's like birthday TikTok. They're like, oh, there's brother and sister, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And there's like fan edits of them, like people were making, like shipping them before they were like public. And everyone's like, this is so weird, they're brother and sister. And then like, it's, so that is a weird element to it. Then there was other like screenshots where once they did become public, that like nothing happened till she was 20, which is just like, it's proven false through like the different, you know, photos and everything they have. It's just like they have such a long thing of content, so it's hard to like, you know, disprove the timeline of like a friendship to relationship pipeline.
And she said in that deleted episode now, and the Dropouts podcast, is like, she said she was scared to tell her family about it, which was, I thought was like a red flag right there. And then she would tell her family that he was like obsessive and she like wasn't into him. But then in that same episode, but that wasn't true. Like, it was just such a weird dynamic. And also, again, as being the older person in this relationship, like that him like having her sit down and basically like take the blame for their entire relationship. And even if she is like the worst person ever, as they described in that podcast, like, oh, she was so abusive to me, she was this, that, like, you know, emotionally abusive or verbally abusive or whatever. It's like, why would you still want her to like sit there and like relive all this and have to talk about it? Because they kept saying, we don't have to talk about what happened, the big one that you did with us or whatever. But basically like said that she like cheated, like insinuated that. And so I'm just like making her like relive. She's like crying. She's breaking down. She's clearly, I think she called herself, she's like, she thought she was this broken girl because she had this abusive relationship. And just like posting that, like it felt very like wrong on a lot of levels. Like obviously she's like triggered sitting next to him and she's crying. She's upset about it and stuff like that. And then posting it and making her take all the blame and basically just saying like, you did this and not saying anything. I was like, this seems a little sus. I don't know. The whole thing was weird. He definitely was like savior. Like I saved her. I tried to do this and I was scared.
The purpose of it? Like who is it for? It sounds so personal.
I think
relationship between them. Why is everyone?
She was very much like, Zach's a great person. They told me I could still continue the podcast. It was very much just like protecting him. I mean, it's weird because, like I said, even if the case is that she just verbally abused him and she was just awful and stuff like that, to like, make her sit down and do this, like, she's still young. Was she born in 2002? So she's, I think she's going to turn 22 this year. She's 21. So when was that? Like a year ago or something. She's like a 20-year-old girl. You're like a 28-year-old man, and you're like making her do all this stuff and like, I don't know.
Imagine the person he didn't even know on TikTok how he was talking to her. You can only imagine how he's talking to this girl behind the scenes. That's what I'm saying.
The way he was talking to her and being like, if you
imagine.
cared, you'd call. I knew it. You were just doing it for views. Like, all that stuff. I'm like, you don't, first of all, don't even know this person. She owes absolutely nothing to you. And the way you're manipulating that, like, right above it, he's like, I would never manipulate anyone. And then, like, the whole thing was just that. And just, like, praying for, or, like, literally, like, oh, I hope, like, yeah, he said, you find validation in hurting others. You'll heal in time, but it takes work. That's what he said to Xena. I was just like, who the are you? Like, it just, yeah, hope whatever is going on in your personal life, you heal and become happy. Like, it's that to me was so, I like made my blood boil. And she had said that was like her main thing is like, why it's also noted, she said that her TikToks have been taken down, like people have been reporting it and they're trying to suppress all this stuff like that. So she was like kind of scared because her TikTok I think had like a strike on it. So hopefully TikTok can like look into that, because she goes, I literally said nothing that wasn't public. Like I showed the Instagram, like all the comments of him like leaving flirty comments before she was 18. So she thought, she's like, I just don't like that it's being reported that I can't talk about this. So I think silencing people, one, is like my biggest pet peeve. Like that like is so annoying. Like someone calling someone and being like, hey, we're cool, right? Or something like that. Like I hate that. And then two, just, I don't know, like also involving Indiana again, I don't know, the whole thing, and then trying to be like, you this is damaging to real victims and stuff like this. Is like, no, like you also are part of the problem, and this is how it happens. It's how people get victimized, because they don't, like 13-year-olds, 14-year-olds don't think it's wrong to be friends with a 24-year-old. They think it's cool, and I thought it was cool. Everyone thinks it's cool. And maybe it did work out for them. Like I said, maybe if Indiana's like, he's the best guy ever, okay, but it doesn't mean like it. Usually in these cases, there's a power imbalance and there's abuse of power and a grooming thing and all that stuff like that. So, and like I said it with the Tati and James thing. I do think there was this like him being 16 and looking up to her being like a 38-year-old married and stuff like that. There was a power imbalance based on age. So, and I saw it a little bit in there, like, you can analyze it how you want, but they, I guess their point is they get upset that people are analyzing this, but it's like, you guys put that out there. Like, you did a whole sit-down video being like, you're the worst one in this relationship. Here's why Indiana sucks, and she's verbally abusive. Like, that was the whole thing. And in my head, it was totally the opposite when I watched it. I'm like, this girl's, like, so broken. She's, like, crying. She's so upset. Like, and again, I'm using her word broken. Like, obviously, I don't think she is and stuff like that, and she was young, and if she's in an abusive relationship as a teenager, that sucks. Like, all that, like, really traumatizing. So it just was like very odd. I really hate this whole thing with like this TikToker who, like I said, has like 11,000 followers, and Zach, who has this huge following, just trying to like, it's weird he did it all like privately with her too. Like, why are you, I don't know, just the whole
thing. It's like the Barbara
weird.
Streisand effect, he was like, please don't talk about this, and now everyone talks about it. It's like,
yeah, he's like, I don't want this on the internet and stuff like that. And I was just like, granted, like, again, it's like, what is the point of this, right? Like, it's like, it's her, like, silencing this girl who's like, this is weird. I agreed. I was like, this is wild. This is weird. Like, is Zach Justice going to be canceled? Like, maybe not for this, but there's a lot of things maybe he, like, we talked about this all the time, that he definitely should. Like, he talks about his dark jokes, but it's like making PDF jokes about Tara and, the racist jokes he's made that people themselves will say, I'm not comfortable with it. He'll like use it as excuse. He's like, oh, she would laugh at it or whatever. And it's like, when that person's like, no, it's not, then it just becomes racist. It's no longer like a joke. It's really just like racist. And when there's like no apology for it, then it just feels like you're person, you know what I mean? So obviously not everyone loves your dark jokes. I'm bringing up I won't say the joke, but the one with Finita who's like, I don't like this joke. So where's the apology? You can't just say people appreciate it. She didn't, and there was no apology, and then it just becomes racist. It becomes the PDF jokes about Tara like becomes like a little too like real. There was one where like a 13-year-old is on the, or a young person on the podcast. He's like, she's 13 and she's like a normal weekend for, who's the co-host name? Do you know? Steven, maybe? He's like, it's a normal weekend for Steven. Jared, maybe. Okay, yeah. And so it's just like, it's really not jokes. And I feel like it's 2024 where you're not Howard Stern, you're not being edgy, you're not helping people through their trauma by saying Tara is like a PDF's dream. You know what I mean? Like that's, I don't know. And it's also why the whole thing is very off-putting and he's off-putting and like, again, gets away with so much for what? Like, it's not because you're a comedian. Like, it's just, they're just, because the stuff you're saying isn't like in joke format either. It's just, it's gross and weird. And again, not to be like, what, okay, well, obviously Indiana's fine with it, but I guess it's just a perfect example of like, this is weird behavior. Like, it's just weird. We see it with the gamers, with people at VidCon, all these young girls who idolize these people. So it's just another thing where I'll just keep talking about it because it's like these young girls idolize it. And then later on you see them upset because they felt used or they felt like they were maybe manipulated into something they didn't want to do or something like that because they're young and they like look up to these people.
Jojo with Colleen, she feels nothing was wrong about it because she was the one that's what groomed. It's like not necessarily sexual, but it's like shaping the way they think about something. And
yeah, then
and it seems like he has a lot to say and analyze people. And it's like, oh, like he must have fed her throughout the years so much about herself and him. And
well, it's a perfect example of JoJo because like nothing's wrong with that. And then when I think it was Howie or someone's like, well, would you be friends with a 13-year-old fan? She's like, no. Yeah, because it's weird. Like everything about it is just a weird dynamic. Like you just shouldn't be, no matter how mature someone is. And just because you're like magically wait till they're 18, like, oh, we didn't get together till we were 18. It's like, yeah, but you knew them, and that's all Zena was saying too. Is like it's just weird. Like you just knew this person when they were a child. You could have babysat them legally, I guess. If you're talking about you don't want to go to prison, okay, yeah. But also when just because they turned 18 that day doesn't like absolve you of being a perv, like a creeper. Like when you're that old and you're with this like, as Zach said in one interview, a freshly turned 18. Like he's like she was a fresh 18, and I remember. What was that podcast? Someone was interviewing him. He's like, why did you say it like that?
Sit and Chat.
Sit and Chat?
Yeah.
What is that one?
It's hosted by the guy, he used to be on Good Luck Charlie on the Disney Channel. That's all I know.
Because he even said, he's like, why did you say freshly 18? Like that was, and again, those verbiage, those kind of things are a little like alarming and a little like red flag-ish right there. And I think the bottom line is if you feel like you're raising the person you're dating, like you just should not be dating them. That's it. Yeah. And I don't know. Like I said, no one's talking about this, so probably no one will care. And he's liked, and he's like a good-looking kid. So he's not even a kid. He's literally 29, which is also crazy because he acts young in these TikToks with her. So I do kind of think of him as like maybe like a Tana age, like a 26. But I'm like, oh no, he's like 29, which is again a big difference. 26 to 29 is a big difference. Like you're almost a 30-year-old man. Like it's a pretty big difference. And then that from 29 to 21 is like actually crazy, especially when he knew her when she was 14. Lived with her on that. But anyways, best of luck. I found Indiana through this. I think she's like, you know, she seems like she has doing big things. She seems like she's an actress and she's like an influencer, and she seems, hopefully, you know, she seems good.
Yeah. So. I think she's dating someone like her age now as well.
So that's perfect. And that's great. And we love that. It's just, you know, that's it. Right? Happy 4th. I'm sure this episode was so fun. Everyone's like, thank you for this. I was already not doing anything for the 4th of July and feeling miserable. Now I'm watching this and feeling worse. So, well, fun topics. Did we have any fun topics? We had none.
Young Sheldon was spoiled. Politics.
Bebe,
James
Rexha.
Charles problematic.
Everything was just sad.
Hawk to a girl. She was the shining light today.
She saved the day.
She's
That's the
getting-
most American.
Yeah, so we'll try and have some fun. It was crazy. Wow, yeah. Well, we'll have some fun news for you on
Next week.
Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Thank you, SeatGeek, for sponsoring, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye. We never did our Star Spangled Banner. Did we want to sing it, or does it matter if they stayed this long after the producer credits? Oh, say, can you see? Are we all singing?
I want you to really take it.
But we'll get into it. I think we should do a little roundabout where we each do a line.
Oh, say,
Can't
I'm reading the
you
words.
see? He's looking up the words.
By the dawns.
I mean, you can finish a line if you
Light.
want. That was good though. Oh, what so proudly we hail.
At the twilight. No, that is
Yeah, that was right.
It's like a question. At the twilight's last gleaming.
Yeah.
How?
Who brought
that?
stripes?
And
And by
bright
stars.
stars.
Yeah. Through the perilous eye.
I'm getting all the hard one. Or the ramparts we watched.
We're
What?
so Oh wait, sorry, go
Yeah.
Moses.
No.
We're so gallantly, yeah, steaming. What? These are the words?
What did you say?
It says we're so gallantly, yeah, steaming.
Gallant.
Do I have the right
I
words?
don't know,
I thought it was
actually.
streaming.
I thought it was gleaming.
Oh wait, gallantly gleam. Maybe you're
Gleaming.
right. And the rockets
Let's do
regulate.
harmony.
The bombs bursting in air gave truth through the night. Our flag was still there.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave. Play ball. That was good. I think we nailed it. Good
Okay.
So many words I've never. What's OER? What's that?
job.
Or
Or,
What is that?
babe, it's a conjunction. I don't know. That's it. Is it going at the beginning or the end? Jimmy,
the
decide.
headband. I know.